Okay, guys, hope you all are doing good. So today is the first class of database. We had a class, but we couldn't complete it, right? In the last week, isn't it? So we started, and because of the connection problem, we couldn't complete the class. So then today somehow I'll be sharing it with you, and I'll give you a clear idea about database. Okay. And you might wondering like why only I am teaching this software engineering, web engineering, or else programming, database, and like MS Office also, right? ஸோ அது ரீசன் என்னன்னு சொன்னா சாஃப்ட்வேர் இன்ஜினியர். ஓகே, நான் வந்து ஒரு சாஃப்ட்வேர் இன்ஜினியர் தானே. அப்ப நீங்களும் வந்து இப்பதான் பிகினிங்ல இருக்கிறீங்க. ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் நோ லைக் சம்டைம்ஸ் மேபி யூ மைட் டோன்ட் ஹாவ் த ஐடியா. ஓகே, தட் மீன்ஸ் now all the things whatever that I am teaching you, okay, even it could be database, even it could be software engineering, even it could be web engineering, even it could be programming, all these things are related to software. Okay, software engineering, because if you are about to become a software engineer, you have to know how to create a database. At the same time, you have to know how to program. Understood? So in this course, like how this course is being like continuing is put like separate sections. Okay, database ku various section on this, software engineering ku various section, and my vera classes seekranala you will like whoever want can continue, and then also they can get the clear idea on it. Okay, so then adanala in my separate nariya classes ikide. And also you, if you are about to become a software engineer, you have to know all the things. Okay, so database is must. Today I will be teaching you why it is must, and what is the use of it in everything I will be teaching. And also programming is also must. Okay, so software engineer ஆகுறது உங்களோட கனவு இல்லாட்டி உங்களோட ஒரு ட்ரீம் அதுன்னு சொன்னா you really have to learn all these things. Okay, database is really must, and also programming is also must. Okay, அந்த கான்செப்ட் எல்லாம் நீங்க தெரிஞ்சே வைக்க வேண்டும் கட்டாயம். And now this is just a beginning, right? නේද පුතා? දැන් මේක beginning එක. එතකොට ඔයාලා දැන් ඉන්නේ diploma කියන level එකේ. එතකොට diploma නැත්නම් certification level කියන්නේ it is the basic. Okay, that is the like it's like basement. Okay, you are about to start the career. Okay, you are at the starting point. So in this point sometimes you might doesn't know what is software engineering, software කියන්නේ මොනවාද කියනවත් සමහරට විතර දන්නේ නැතුව ඉන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, මම එහෙම තමයි හිටියේ. මට මම ඔයා වගේ හිටියොත් මාත් හිතනවා එයි මේ වගේ මෙච්චර classes තියෙන්නේ එයි මේ ඔක්කොම follow කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. Okay, එතකොට software කියන්නේ ඒකට ඕන දේවල්, software එකකට ඕන දේවල්, ඕන අනිත් knowledge හැම එකක්ම තමයි මේ වෙන කියලා තියෙන්නේ. Okay, so you have to know all these things as well. Okay, so that's just I wanted to clear it for you guys. Now let's begin. Okay, so I'll share the screen. Okay, fine. The presentation. Hari. Then Puta, Api Patangamu. Before we get started, as you guys know, maybe sometimes you might know me. If not, sometimes if there is any new students, you might doesn't know me, right? So myself, I am Shafia Fazil. Okay, my name is Shafia Fazil, and I am a software engineer. And currently, I work as a freelancer, and I am I am working in another college as well, doing lecturing in all these fields as well, and then I do online programming as well. Okay, online lecturing as well. So that's all about me. And I was a lecturer at East of Candy campus as well. Okay, so then යාලට database කියන්නේ මොනවද කියන එක තමයි අද මුලින්ම කියලා දෙන්න යන්නේ. Okay, so you have joined to the database, you have joined to learn database, right? So நீங்க database னு சொன்னா என்னன்னு சொல்லி படிக்கிறதுக்காக தான் join ஆகிக்கிறீங்க. So in this introduction, I will be giving you a clear idea and why you have to learn database, what is the use of it, and everything will be clearly explained. And if you have any doubts related to database, okay, நீங்க வந்து படிச்சකොලේ எதும் database related ஆன எதும் questions இல்லன்னு சொன்னா doubts வந்துச்சுன்னு சொன்னா at the end of the class, okay, at the end of this session, I will be giving you time, Puta. At that time, you can ask me the questions and the doubts that you have. Okay, so I'll try to clear it to you. Okay, clear? Is it clear? சரியா? அப்ப உங்களுக்கு எதுவும் database related ஆன எதுவும் doubts வந்துச்சுன்னு சொன்னா இல்லாட்டி computer related ஆன எந்த doubts வந்தாலும் உங்களுக்கு இந்த கிளாஸ் எண்ட்ல வந்து நான் உங்களுக்கு டைம் தருவேன் சரியா. அப்ப அந்த டைம்ல புத்தா உங்களுக்கு வந்து வேண்டிய கொஸ்டின்ஸை கேட்கலாம், வேண்டிய டவுட்ஸை வந்து கேட்கலாம். ஓகே, ஸோ நான் வந்து என் பெஸ்ட்டை வந்து உங்களுக்கு சொல்லித்தர பார்க்குறேன், அந்த டவுட்டை வந்து கிளியர் பண்ண பார்க்குறேன். ஓகே පුතා, එතකොට අන්තිමට ඔයාලට පුළුවන් මේ සෙෂන් එකේ අන්තිමට ඔයාලට වෙලා දෙනවා මං. ඒකෙදි ඔයාලට පුළුවන් ඔයාලට තියෙන questions ඒ වගේම doubts හැම එකක්ම අහගන්න. හරි? එතකොට database related ආන මොන වුණත් ඔයාලට අහන්න පුළුවන්. and මං ඔයාලට ඒක explain කරන්න. හරි? So I'll try my best to explain it to you. Okay, fine. Now I just wanted to get like a few ideas from you guys. Okay, so as usual in all my classes, that's what I do at the beginning, right? So මං ඔයාලගෙන් අහන question එකක් තමයි මුලින්ම question එකක් තියෙනවා. දැන් ඔයාලා නිකන් කියන්නේ දැන් ඔයාලා database කියන ඉගෙන ගන්න ආසාවෙන් මේකට join වෙලා ඉන්නවනම් සමහර විට ඔයාලට idea එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. database කියන්නේ මේකයි කියන එක idea එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Isn't it? You might have an idea. So you just can't you hear me? Can't you hear me? My voice, Puta. Why is that?
I hear you.
Okay, right. Nifal. Isn't it clear?
Yes, miss.
Then right? Okay, fine. Hari. Now, Puta, you guys tell me, in your point of view, what is database? Do you have any idea? Anything, whatever it comes to your mind, just tell me. உங்களுக்கு மைண்டுக்கு என்ன வந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல, just tell me. உங்களுக்கு என்ன வந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல, அது பிள்ளையா இருந்தாலும் சரி சரியா இருந்தாலும் சரி, நீங்க வந்து டேட்டாபேஸ் தான் இது தாண்டி நினைக்கிறீங்க அப்படின்னு உங்களோட பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூல ஒண்டிக்கும் தானே, அது சும்மா என்னோட ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. just share it with me. Can anybody tell me? ළමයි ඔයාලට තේරුණාද මම මොනවද කිව්වේ කියලා පුතා? So මං පුතා ඔයාලගෙන් ඇහුවේ ඔයාලා දැන් database ඉගෙන ගන්නනේ මේ course එකට join වෙලා ඉන්නේ. එතකොට ඔයාලට සමහර විට database ගැන ඔයා අහලා හරි ඇති නේද? නැත්නම් ඔයාට පොඩි idea එකක්වත් නැත්නම් අවුලක් නැහැ. Okay, if you don't have any idea it's fine. But ඔයාට මොනාරි ඒ වගේ දන්නව නම් නැත්නම් මීට කලින් ඉගෙනගෙන ඉන්නවා ඒ වගේ නැත්නම් මං use කරලා තියෙනවා නැත්නම් මොනාරි database related මොනාරි එකක් දන්නා වුණත් කමන්න. You just tell me.
Miss, database is an organized collection of.
Tell me. It's an organized collection of what? Very good. Up to that, it was really, yeah, it was great. Tell me. It's a collection of information. Okay, very good. Very good. Kinda good. What else? Any idea? Any other ideas? Okay, and a collection of data stored electronically. Okay, that's kind of good. Very good. Any other answers? Okay, fine. So then ඔයාලට ටිකක් දන්නව නේද? Okay, storing. Okay, මේකෙදි mainly අර store කියන එක ඔක්කොමල කිව්වා. Okay, so you are just telling me, okay, you have given me the answer partially, but like I'll give you the clear idea about database. Okay, very good. Up to now whatever that you gave me, the answers are really good. Okay, great. Very good, Puta. හරි, එතකොට database එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ in the name itself you can organize data. Very good, very good. So in the name itself you can find out something called data, isn't it, Puta? நீங்க database னு சொல்லக்கொள்ளையே அதுல data ன்னு சொல்ற ஒரு விஷயம் வந்து நீங்க கவனிச்சிப்பீங்க. Okay, so there you can see something data, right? So database. So data කියන්නේ මොනවාද කියන එක මුලින්ම you have to know. Okay, so you have to know about data first of all. About what is data කියන එක ඔයාලා මුලින්ම දැනගන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? එතකොට data කියන්නේ I'll just maybe sometimes you might know what is data, but some people might doesn't know. So because for those who doesn't know, I'll just clear it you. Okay, so data කියලා කියන්නේ පුතා it's like a single data means like okay, I'll tell you like this. Your name, for an example, your name is a data. Okay, so then මම ඔයාලට නිකන් කියන්නකෝ හර්ෂ කියලා කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා කියලා. එතකොට හර්ෂ කියන එක data එකක්. හරිද? එතකොට එයාගේ phone number එක තියෙනවනේ පුතා. That is also a data. Okay, so then another like that is also a data, and also address. Okay, then හර්ෂගේ address එක data. ඒ වගේම එයා මොනාරි කෝස් එකක් ෆලෝ කරනවා නම් එහෙමත් නැත්නම් එයාගේ parents ලගේ phone number එක එහෙමත් නැත්නම් එයාගේ අර single things තියෙනවනේ details ඒ හැම එකකටම අපි කියනවා datas කියලා. So information එකක් කොහොමද create වෙන්නේ කියලා මම කියලා දෙන්න. හරිද? So information technology ඉගෙන ගන්නවා නම් ඔයාලට මේ දේවල් ඔක්කොම දැනගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ. හරි? So datas collect කරාම ඒ ඔක්කොම එකතු කරලා තමයි අපි information එකක් අරගන්නේ. Isn't it? Now assume for an example I am telling that there is a guy who is loving a girl, and now ඔයාලා මොනවද කරන්නේ usually if somebody has a girlfriend, what they, or else a boyfriend, what they do is like they go chasing the girl, right? And එයාගේ නමක් දන්නේ, එයා කොහෙද ඉන්නේ කියලාවත් දන්නේ, දෙක්ක ගමන්ම හරි මෙයාගේ පිටිපස්සේ යනවා කියලා යනවා. And then first thing, assume that you have find out the name. Okay, එතකොට එයාගේ නම දන්නවා. අප්පෝ හරි, දැන් එයාගේ නම දන්නවා. And then secondly, you are finding out the address. Okay, මෙයා ඉන්නේ මේ තමයි කියන එක secondly find out කරගන්නවා. And then thirdly, you are getting the number. Okay, now you have an information. And fourthly, you are getting their parents number. Okay, to get married to her, isn't it? So now just the information about that person, understood? එතකොට data collect කරලා තමයි අපි information එකක් හදන්නේ. Understood? That should be clear. Okay, so நீங்க datas னு சொன்னா என்னன்றது கட்டாயம் விளங்கிக் கொள்ளணும். அப்ப datas னு சொன்னா ஒருத்தரோட பேர் ஐக்கலாம், அவங்களோட நம்பர், ஒரு சிங்கிள் கம்போனன்ட். ஓகே, சோ ஒருத்தரோட ஒரு விஷயத்துக்கு தான் நாங்க சொல்லுவோம். ஏதாச்சும் அவங்களோட நம்பர், ஃபோன் நம்பரோ இல்லாட்டி அவங்களோட அட்ரஸோ இல்லன்னு சொன்னா அவங்களோட இமேஜ் ஐக்கலாம். Even it could be their image. Okay, so now assume that having a person's image is there is any point? No, right? You have to have the name of that particular person, and if you have the number and the address, then there you have a information. Without having all these other informations or else other data, no point of having one single data, isn't it? Now ඉතින් මගේ නම විතරක් ඔයා ගාව තියනවා කියලා. එතකොට ඔයාට දැන් මං ගැන information එකක් නැත්නම් ඒකෙන් වැඩක් නැහැ නේද? එතකොට ඔයා මට contact කරලා කතා කරන්න ඕනේ නම් you have to have my contact number, or else if you wanted to come to my house, okay, Shafia's house is here, like you have to know the location as well, right? So likewise, if you wanted to get an information about something, whatever it is, even it could be related to whatever. Okay, එතකොට ඒක එක්කෝ වෙන්න පුළුවන් මොනාරි course එකක් ගැන. හරිද? then database කියන එක විතරක් දැනගෙන ඔයාට මේ course එක follow කරන්න බෑ. You have to know who is conducting this program and where it is going to be conducted, throughout what it is going to be conducted, and when it is going to be conducted. So all these single things are known as data. So collecting those data only, we will be creating informations. Okay, එතකොට information technology ඉගෙන ගන්න කියන්නේ එතකොට මේ datas එකතු කරලා information එකක් create කරනවා, ඒකත් එක්ක අපි technology එකතු කරනවා. So then only there is a point of using the computer or even in your phone. Okay, එතකොට දැන් හිතන්නකෝ මම ඔයාලට නිකන් කියන්නම්, දැන් ඔයාගේ phone එකේ ඔයා නිකන් කාත් එක්ක හරි ෆෝන් කරලා කතා කරනවා. එතකොට නිකන් හිතන්නකෝ නිකන් ෆෝන් නම්බර් එකක් තිබ්බා, ඒකට මම කෝල් කරලා කතා කරනවා කියන්නේ there's no point, isn't it? You know the person, එයාගේ නම දන්නවා, එයා මොනවාද කරන්නේ, එයාගේ details ඔක්කොම දන්නවා කියලා හිතමුකෝ. Then you can call to them and you can talk to them, isn't it? You have the information. So same as that, information is something which is like, it's like wide thing. Okay, ඒ information එක create කරන්න තමයි අපි database කියන එක, data කියන එක අපි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. එතකොට database එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ collection, it's like a garbage. හිතා ගන්න නිකන් barrel එකක් වගේ. Okay, it's like a tank. Okay, like water tank, you have water tank right at your home. So what it contains water. Same as that, database contains data. Is it clear පුතා? ඔයාට මේක තේරුණාද? වෙලංගිචා. இப்போ உங்களோட வீட்ல வந்து tank இருக்குமே, water tankல என்ன
නංගි මොනවද
නංගි කවුද නංගි?
sorry ma'am.
Okay, fine. හරිද? so then சரி அப்ப tank ன்னு சொன்னா இப்ப நீங்க water tank ன்னு சொன்னா water வந்து அது contain பண்ணி இருக்கும் என்ன water tankல அது தான் இருக்கும். அதே மாதிரி database எடுத்துக்கணும்னு சொன்னா it contains data. டேட்டாபேஸ்ல ஃபுல்லாவே டேட்டாஸ் தான் நிற்கும். அது வந்து உங்களோட நேம் வைக்கலாம், ஃபோன் நம்பர் வைக்கலாம், அட்ரஸ் வைக்கலாம், உங்களோட பேரண்ட்ஸ் கான்டாக்ட் நம்பர் வைக்கலாம், அண்ட் உங்களை பத்தின ஏஜ், உங்களோட டீடைல்ஸ் எல்லாமே அதுக்குள்ள வைக்கலாம். இட்ஸ் லைக் அ கலெக்ஷன் ஆஃப் டேட்டாஸ். Okay, so database එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ it's a collection of datas. හරිද? එතකොට ඒක නිකන් ටැංක් එකක් වගේ තියෙනවා. ඒක ලොකු එකක්. ඒකේ ඇතුළේදී අර ස්ටෝරේජ් එකේ තියෙන්නේ all the datas. There will be plenty of datas. Okay. හරි. දැන් අපි බලමු. මම ඔයාලට මේ picture එකක් වගේ පෙන්නනම් then you will understand. So look at this picture පුතා. In this picture you can see okay, so in this picture you can see that it's kind of just a tank, right? So in the tank itself there are tables. හරිද? ඔයා database එකක් ගත්තොත් ඒක නිකන් tank එකක් වගේ තිබ්බට පුතා ඒක ඇතුළේදී tables තියෙනවා. හරිද? එතකොට මේ වගේ tables. හරිද? tables මේ වගේ තමයි තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට in each tables only there will be columns and rows and everything, cells will be there. In each cell there will be data. හරිද? then item id කියන මේ number 5 එක data. එතකොට order id කියන මේ number 1 කියන එක data එකක්. හරිද? ඒ වගේම item කියන එක මේ chair කියන එක it's a data. table කියන එක data. lamp කියන එක data. The amount is a data. Okay, all the amounts are data. So for an example we can take a supermarket. හරිද? එතකොට supermarket එකේ තියෙන්නේ මොනවාද? ගොඩාක් බඩු තියෙනවා නේද? එතකොට මේ හැම බඩු එකකටම ID එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම දැන් sunlight soap කියලා කියමුකෝ. එතකොට ඒ soap name එක. හරිද? එතකොට දැන් supermarket එකේ එයාලටම කියලා storage එකක් තියෙනවා. database storage එකක්. ඒකදී එයාලා මෙදාට මේ දවසට මේ product එක ආවා අපේ supermarket එකට. එතකොට මේකේ මෙයාගේ ID මම ID කියන්නේ මොනවද කියලා පස්සේ උගන්වලා දෙන්නම්. Okay, I will be clear. I'll explain it to you later. And then they can add the name of the product and then the amount and everything, and they can keep it inside the database. Harida, instead of writing everything on a paper. Is it clear? So like mostly at the beginning, like in our early days and all puta, data කියන්නේ මෙහෙමයි. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි හැම දෙයක්ම okay මොන වුණත් දැන් නිකන් හිතන්නකෝ අපි මංගාව shop එකක් තියනවා කියලා. ඒ shop එකේ දැන් මංගාව ගොඩක් අර shop එකේ products ඔක්කොම තියනවා, බඩු ඔක්කොම තියනවා කියලා හිතන්න. Okay, assume that there are many things in my shop. So then நான் என்ன செய்வேன்னு சொன்னா first okay நீங்க database இந்த concept எல்லாம் வர முந்தி at the beginning computerized ஆவ முந்தி வந்து எப்படி நாங்க செய்வோம்னு சொன்னா எழுதி எல்லாத்தையும் வச்சுக்கொள்ளுவோம். ஏன்னா ஒரு பெரிய புக் கொண்டு சிஆர் மாதிரி இருக்கும். There will be something like a book, a huge book where it has these rows and column. And ඒකෙදී අපි ලියලා තියාගන්නවා name, address, signature, time ඒ වගේ අර දේවල් අර data සෙම එකක්ම insert කරන්න කියලා columns rows තියෙනවා නේද? So ඒකේ තමයි ලියන්නේ අපි. එතකොට it's not like now early days when we were keeping the things, it was not much safe neda. එතකොට අපි computerized කරලා data ඔක්කොම තියාගත්තොත් it is more really it's really what it is really safe, isn't it? ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඔයා හිතන්නකෝ දැන් මම මේ පොතේ මොනාරි දැන් ඔයාලා මේ course එකට attend වෙනවා. එතකොට මම මොනවද කරන්නේ? ඔයාලගේ details හැම එකක්ම අරන් ඔය එක පොතක් තියාගෙන ඒකෙදී ඔයාලගේ නම, ඔයාලගේ age එක, ඔයාලා follow කරන course එක, ඔයාලගේ phone number එක ඒ වගේ හැම එකක්ම ලියලා තියාගන්නවා කියලා හිතන්න. Okay, assume that I am currently taking a database. Okay, I'm going to create a database, but instead of using a computer, assume that I am using a book. Okay, to take your data, okay, to insert your data. So what am I doing is in a book I am writing, like I have this what columns and rows, and then I have separated the columns into like name, signature, your course, the following course, and duration, likewise everything, your phone number, everything has been like located. Okay, and I have been taken all your data, assume. Okay, එතකොට දැන් 13 ඉන්නවා නම් ඒ ළමයින් හැම එක්කෙනාගේම නම ඒ වගේම එයාලගේ address හැම එකක්ම මම ඒකෙදී ලියලා තියාගෙන ඉන්නේ කියලා හිතන්න. Then maybe sometimes if a sudden like a thief comes, or if not a fire accident එකක් වුණා එහෙම කියලා හිතන්නකෝ. එතකොට මොනවද වෙන්නේ? I will lose all your data. නේද? details හැම එකක්ම ඒකෙදී නැති වෙනවා. ඒ හින්දා තමයි computerized structure එකක් විදියට තමයි අපි මේ database කියන එක හදාගන්නේ ඒකදී ඔයාලගේ data හැම එකක්ම save කරලා තියාගන්න පුළුවන් and also it is really safe to keep. Okay, store කරලා තියාගන්න safe තැනක් තමයි මේ database කියන එක. So and also then අපි huge book එකක් තියාගෙන ඉන්නවට වඩා instead of having a large, okay, instead of having a big instead of having a book to keep all your data, we can, okay, we can store all the data where in a database where we can really save like plenty, like a ton of data in it. Okay, அப்படின்னு சொன்னா இப்ப டேட்டாபேஸ்னு சொன்னா இப்ப நீங்க ஒரு புக் கொண்டுல வந்து டேட்டாஸ் எழுதி அது எல்லாத்தையுமே வச்சு கொண்டு சம்டைம்ஸ் வந்து என்ன நடக்கும், ஒரு ஃபயர் ஆக்சிடென்ட் ஒன்று நடந்துச்சுன்னு வைங்களே. ஓகே, நீங்க வந்து ஒர்க் பண்ற இடத்துல ஃபயர் ஆக்சிடென்ட் ஒன்று நடந்துச்சு. ஸோ அப்ப என்ன நடக்கும், உங்களோட அந்த புக் வந்து என்ன நடக்கும், அப்படியே வந்து எரிஞ்சு போயிட்டுரும். ஏன்னா ஸோ தென் அன்னைக்கு ஈக்காது, உங்களோட புக் ஈக்காது. அண்ட் புக் இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா யூ வில் லூஸ் த டேட்டா. ஏன்னா நீங்க டேட்டாவே லூஸ் பண்ணிடுவீங்க. அப்ப அந்த டேட்டாவை லூஸ் பண்ணாம அது மட்டும் இல்லாம சேஃப். ஓகே, அப்ப மெயினா வந்து கன்சிடர் பண்றது வந்து டேட்டாபேஸ் மூலமா டேட்டாஸ் வந்து சேஃபா வச்சுக்கொள்ள இயலும். ஓகே, அண்ட் ஆல்சோ another thing which I wanted to share it with you. Now currently in the world, okay, then thing, data is really a precious thing. That means data එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ කාගේ හරි දැන් ඔයාලා අහලා ඇතිද දන්නේ මේක ගැන. දැන් ගොඩාක් කට්ටිය හැක් කරනවා කියලා කියනවනේ අපි. ඕකේ, අපි මගේ කම්පියුටර් එක හැක් කරලා නැත්නම් Facebook account එක හැක් කරලා කියනවා, email එක හැක් කරලා කියනවා. So all these things are happening because of what? Because of the data. Okay, so if a person gets your phone number, then they will have all your details. Okay, phone number එකක් තියාගෙනම ඔයාලගේ details ගන්න පුළුවන්. Not even a phone number, having your email address. Okay, email address එක තියනවා. ඒ වගේම දැන් මෙහෙමයි usually අර මම ඔයාලට නිකන් කියලා දෙන්නම්. ඔයාලගේ phone එකේ හැම உங்களோட ஃபோனுக்கு எல்லாம் எப்படி யூஸ்வலான்னு சொன்ன எப்படி நடக்கும்னு சொன்னா, நீங்க பர்சனல் உங்களோட ஃபோனுக்கு வந்து சம்டைம்ஸ் ஒரு மெசேஜ் ஒன்று வரும். என்னன்னு சொல்லி அடிடாஸ்ல வந்து நாங்க 10th anniversary இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா 60th anniversary கொண்டாடுறோம். ஸோ அதுக்கு வந்து நீங்க ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணுங்க, அப்ப உங்களுக்கு வந்து கிஃப்ட் வாட்சர் ஒன்று கிடைக்கும் அப்படின்னு எல்லாம் மெசேஜ் வரும். ஏன்னா you might have got this message, Putta, where it says that Adidas is celebrating their 60th or 50th anniversary. So based on that, they are like announcing an amount where they will be giving it to their customer. So you just register to this form, and you can register throughout this form in order to get selected in that particular what competition or whatever. Okay, ඒ වගේ එකක් ඔයාලට එනවනේ. සමහරට ඔයාලට ඇවිල්ලා ඇති. එහෙනම් ඔයාලා සමහරට පුතා දැන් ඔයාලගේ ෆෝන් එකේ හැම මෙසේජ් එකක් විදියට එනවා. මේ gift voucher එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක ඔයාට ඕනේ නම් 10,000 නැත්නම් 20,000 නැත්නම් million එකක් තියෙනවා. So if you wanted to get it, you have to register. ඒ වගේ සමහර අය links යවනවා. නැත්නම් ඔයාට messages වගේ එනවා. WhatsApp එකේ යවනවා. Then ඒ වගේ ඒ ඔක්කොම it's like it's not safe. Okay, you just don't give your email address, password or anything in it. Okay, so what they do is, so your email address, it is also a data, a password, it is also a data. So what they will do is, throughout that form they will get your email address and the password, only that, even the email address. Okay, email එක hack කරාම එයාට automatically Facebook, Instagram, all the other application whatever that you are using can be hacked. You know why? Because in order to get registered to these applications, somehow you might have used your email address. නේද? එහෙමනේ. එතකොට usually අපි email address එකෙන් තමයි අපි මොනාරි account එකක් create කරනවා නම් එහෙම create කරගන්නේ. එතකොට එක්කෙනෙක්ට ඔයාගේ email details, email account එක hack කරලා ඒ details තිබ්බාම ඇති, they can easily hack access to all the other platforms that you are using. Okay, and then they can get all your data, your photos, your personal pictures, everything can be checked, everything can be hacked throughout that. Okay, එතකොට data කියන්නේ ඒක මාර මේ ඔයා safely තියාගන්න ඕනේ දේවල්. හරිද? එතකොට you have to keep your data really safe. And also let me tell another thing. දැන් ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට ඔයාලගේ කම්පියුටර් එක එහෙම පාවිච්චි කරනවා නම් ඔයාලා දැන් ලැප්ටොප් එකක් පාවිච්චි කරනවා කියලා කියමුකෝ. එතකොට ඔයාලා මොනවද කරන්නේ නිකන් for example I tell like this, okay, you take your phone as an example. එතකොට අපි නිකන් මොනවද කරන්නේ අපි නිකන් ගෙදරදී ඉන්නකොට අපේ phone එක තියලා නිකන් අපි අපේ වැඩ ටික කරගෙන යනවා. And also we are thinking that we are really secured, and also we have a privacy. That's how we think, right? So you might have heard about this dark world, okay, dark internet, okay, ඒක ගැන ඔයා dark web එහෙම කියන අර ඒක ගැන ඔයාලා අහලා ඇති, you might have heard about it. So then there are people who in that who uses them, and what they do is, and not only in that, there are people who can access throughout your camera and they can see you. Okay, actually they can see you and they can see whatever that you are doing in your phone as well. Okay, ඒ වගේ ගොඩක් දේවල් වෙනවා. So ඔයාලගේ data කියන එක අනිවාර්යෙන් safely තියාගන්න. Don't share all your data with everyone. Okay, don't just give your details or else data to all the people. Okay, then අපි අර corona එදුනා ඉඳ අපි phone number address එහෙම දෙනවනේ. So you are giving your data to others. Understood? So just don't give your data, because having the data, people can do things. Okay, අර ගොඩක් කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා ඔයාලගේ data තියාගෙන ගොඩාක් දේවල් කරන කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා. ඒ හින්දා ටිකක් පරිස්සමෙන් ඉන්න. Okay, මේවා ඒ world දැන් යන හැටි එහෙම තමයි. ஓகே, விளங்கிச்சு. அப்ப நீங்க உங்களோட டேட்டாஸை வந்து மிச்சம் கவனமா வச்சுக்கோங்க. சோசியல் மீடியா பாவிச்சிராக்கள் இருந்தாலும் சரி, நார்மலா நீங்க என்ன செய்றீங்கன்றாலுமே வந்து உங்களோட டேட்டாஸை வந்து நீங்க எப்பயுமே கட்டாயம் பாதுகாப்பா வச்சுக்கொள்ள பாருங்க. ஓகே, டேட்டான்னு சொல்றது வந்து மிச்சமே வந்து ஒரு முக்கியமான ஒரு விஷயம். இந்த காலகட்டத்துல வந்து அதுக்கு பிரைவசின்னு சொல்றது இல்லாம போயிடுச்சு. சரியா? அப்ப பாதுகாப்புன்றது குறைவு. அப்ப நீங்க உங்களோட டேட்டாஸ் ஒவ்வொரு சிங்கிள், நீங்க உங்களோட போன் நம்பர் வைக்கலாம், எல்லாத்துக்கிட்டயுமே போயிடுச்சுன்னா அதுல வேலை இல்லைன்னா உங்களோட இமெயில் அட்ரஸ் வைக்கலாம், இமெயில் டீடைல்ஸ் வைக்கலாம், உங்களோட கம்ப்யூட்டர் ரிலேட்டடான உங்களோட பர்சனல் ரிலேட்டட் டேட்டாஸ் எதுவும் இருந்தாலுமே நீங்க கவனமா வச்சுக்கொள்ள பாருங்க. ஓகே, so that's one thing I just wanted to tell you guys. හරි, එතකොට කම්පියුටර් එකේදී අපි මොනවද කරන්නේ නම් datas, then database එකේ මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් we can save the datas inside the database. ஓகே, அப்ப சேவ் பண்றதுன்னு சொன்னா இப்ப புதிய ஒருத்தர் எங்க கோர்ஸுக்கு வந்து எட் ஆகுறாங்கன்னு வைப்போம். ஸோ அப்ப அவங்களோட டீடைல்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் நான் என்ன செய்யறேன், சேவிங் இன் டு த டேட்டாபேஸ். டேட்டாபேஸ்ல சொல்றதுக்குள்ள வந்து சேவ் பண்ணி வைப்போம். ஓகே, ஸோ அப்படித்தானே இப்ப புதுசா ஒன்று எட் பண்றோம்ன்றதுக்கு நாங்க சொல்ல சேவ் பண்றதுன்னு சொல்லி. அண்ட் தென் organize பண்ணி வைக்கலாம். ஓகே, so organize, it's not organize, it's organize. Okay, sorry. So organize பண்ணி வைக்கிறதுக்கான ஒரு மெயினான பிளாட்ஃபார்ம் ஐக்கும். Okay, so your data can be organized and also it can be saved in the database, and also it can be organized in one particular way. That means it is really easy for you to access it again later. Understood? And also it is really, as I told you earlier, database is really protectable because you won't lose any data. Okay, then සමහර විට මෙහෙමයි, අර ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට්ස් එහෙම ගත්තොතින් පුතා එක ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එකේ තියෙන dataස් වෙන ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එකට යන්න බෑ. Okay, then මේ get pick එකේ ඉන්න details හැම එකක්ම වෙන ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එකකට ගියා නම් it is not protected. Understood? එතකොට ඒ කියන්නේ මෙයාලගේ මාකටිං එක ඒකෙන් වැටෙනවනේ. So ඒ හින්දා datas කියන්නේ කොහොමටත් protect වෙලා අර save කරලා secured කරලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ දෙයක්. හරිද? So it has to be secured when it comes to everything. It could be a business or whatever you are doing, the datas are really important thing. Okay, so ඔයා ડોක්ටර් කෙනෙක් කියලා කියමුකෝ. එතකොට ඔයා ගාව එන ක්ලයන්ට්ස්ලා නැත්තම් මේ පේෂන්ට්ස්ලා ගැන ඔයා ගාව ඩීටේල්ස් තියෙනවනේ. එයාගේ නම, එයාගේ ඩීටේල්ස්, ඩිසීස් ගැන, එයාට මොනවද තියෙන්නේ, එයාට මොන ඩිසීස්ද තියෙන්නේ னா நீங்க ஒரு டாக்டர்னு சொன்னா நீங்க டாக்டரா வந்து ஒரு பேஷண்ட் நேமிக்கும், அட்ரஸிக்கும், ஃபோன் நம்பருக்கும், அவங்களுக்கு என்ன நோய்னு சொல்லிக்கும், isn't it? So you know everything. So you can't just keep the data like without having it, without protecting it. If you just keep it in all the if you just kept it without protecting it, then you will lose the data. Others can see, and then you are just giving the one of the person, you are just losing one of person's what we can say like privacy, right? එයාගේ privacy එක එතන නැති වෙනවා නේද? එතකොට data කියලා කියන්නේ අනිවාර්යෙන් protect වෙන්න ඕනේ දෙයක්. ඒ වගේම කාට හරි deliver කරනවා නම් okay, then මං පොතෙන් හරි නැත්තම් just if I just wrote all the data in a book, okay, students, if I just write down the things in a book and if I just try to show it to someone else, or else if I try to weave it again, அப்ப எனக்கு கஷ்டம் இருக்கும். இப்ப ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ஒன்று வந்து இன்னைக்கு ரெஜிஸ்டர் ஆகினாங்கன்னு வைப்போம், சரியா? அப்ப நான் எழுதி வச்சுக்கிறேன்னு நினைப்போம். Okay, so assume that a new student has come and joined to my session, and assume that I am the one who is taking all the details. That means the name of the student, the phone number, everything. I am the one who just assume that I am the one who taking. Then after some like 2 months or 3 months, the same student is coming and asking me to change the date, the phone number, or else the address. Okay, so at that time, if I am instead of using a database, if I am using a book in order to take down the data, then what I have to do? I have to search a lot in order to get the name, in order to find it out, isn't it? So if it is a database, within a second you can easily find out the person's details. Okay, entire detail will get displayed on the screen. That's how the database works. சரியா? இப்போ என்னன்னு சொன்னா, நான் வந்து இப்ப இந்த செஷனை செஞ்சு கொண்டிருக்கிறேன். அப்ப எனக்கிட்ட வர ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து அவங்களோட டீட்டெயில்ஸ் எல்லாம் என்னக்கிட்ட தான் தராங்கன்னு நினைப்போம். ஓகே, அப்ப நான் அவங்களோட நேம், அவங்களோட அட்ரஸ், அவங்களோட போன் நம்பர், அந்த மாதிரி பர்சனல் டேட்டாஸ் எல்லாத்தையுமே வந்து நான் எழுதி வச்சுக்கிறேன்னு நினைச்சுக்கோங்க. சரியா? அப்ப என்ன நடக்கும்னு சொன்னா, இந்த டேட்டாஸ் எல்லாத்தையுமே எழுதி வச்சது போறோம், கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு போறோம், ஒரு 1 month 2 monthக்கு போறோம், ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வந்து சொல்றாங்க, எந்த போன் நம்பரை நான் மாத்திட்டேன், சோ நீங்க வந்து அந்த நம்பரை வந்து இதுல இருந்து மாத்திக்கோங்க, ஓகே, அப்டேட் பண்ணிடுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. சோ அப்ப நான் என்ன செய்யணும்? இன்னொருக்கா அந்த புக்கை திருப்பி 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 எங்கடா வச்சுக்கிறேன்னு சொல்லி அது ஒரு 1 hour இல்லாட்டி 1/2 hour தேடணும். ஏன்னா சோ அன்னைக்கு என்ன டைம் வேஸ்ட், அதே மாதிரி டேட்டா கிடைக்காது, எவ்வளவு நேரம் தான் அன்னைக்கு நான் அதை வேஸ்ட் பண்ணி கொண்டிருக்க போறேன். சோ டேட்டாபேஸ் வந்து நாங்க யூஸ் பண்ணி அதே மாதிரி டேபிள்ஸ் கிரியேட் பண்ணி நாங்க எட் பண்ணி வச்சிருந்தோம் அப்படி சொன்னா, ஒரு செகண்ட்லயே அவங்களோட பேரை இல்லைன்னு சொன்னா அவங்களோட ஐடியா கேட்டு எங்களுக்கு டைப் பண்ணி ஈஸியா சர்ச் பண்ணி அவங்களோட நம்பரை வந்து எடிட் பண்ணிடலாம். ஓகே, ஸோ அது வந்து ஒரு பெனிஃபிட் when it comes to database. Okay, database එකේ තියෙන benefit එකක් තමයි පුතා, දැන් deliver කරන එක ඒ කියන්නේ database එකකින් තියෙන data ඔක්කොම මං ලියලා තියාගෙන ඉන්නවනම් කවුරු හරි ළමයෙක් ඇවිල්ලා මට කියනවා එයාගේ ඊමේල් ඇඩ්‍රස් එක නැත්තම් ෆෝන් නම්බර් එක චේන්ජ් කරන්න කියලා. එතකොට මම මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේ? ඒ පොතේ හොයන්න ඕනේ එයාගේ ඩීටේල්ස් නේද? ඇක්චුවලි එහෙමනේ මම කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒකටම වෙලා යනවා නේ. එතකොට මං ගාව ගොඩාක් ඩේටාස් තියෙයි. ඒකෙන් මෙයාගේ නම කොහෙද තියෙනව කියන එක මට දන්නේ නැහැනේ. So I have to search it, isn't it? එතකොට instead of searching, what I can do is, if I have a database, එතකොට මට මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන්? සිස්ටම් එකකින් මට පුළුවන් එයාගේ ID එක ටයිප් කරලා එන්ටර් කරාම එයාගේ ඩීටේල්ස් හැම එකක්ම වැටෙනවා. එතකොට ඒකෙන් අප්ඩේට් කරන්න පුළුවන්. I will show you a system, a student management system which I have created for one of my client, and then you will get the idea. Okay, මම ඔයාලට ඒකේ පෙන්නන්න කොහොමද මම database එක ඒකෙන් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ, කොහොමද ඒක වැඩ කරන්නේ කියන එක system එකක් තියෙනවා. මම C# එකේ හදපු එකක්, මම ඒක ඔයාලත් එක්ක share කරන්න. Okay, so if anybody asks you what is the database, you have to tell this answer. Okay, so it is a collection of related information or else related data. Okay, එතකොට ඒකේ තියෙන්නේ මොනවාද? tables. Inside the database you will have plenty of tables where it carries data. Okay, එතකොට ඒ tables වලිනුත් අපිට දැන් tables වෙන tables තියනවා කියලා කියමුකෝ, we can merge the tables and we can create an information. Okay, then එක්කෙනෙක්ගේ information එක අපිට tables 3ක් 4ක් join කරලා create කරන්න පුළුවන්. That's how the database works. Okay, so I hope you got the idea, but later on when we were learning, okay, currently actually when we are learning, you will really get the idea, clear idea about the database. Okay, so the database කියන ඔයාට හොඳටම තේරෙයි අපි පස්සේ ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට. Then an example I have given, දැන් බලන්න එක්කෙනෙක් දැන් ළමයෙක් ඉන්නවා නැත්නම් යූසර් කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා, එයාගේ කම්පියුටර් එක පාවිච්චි කරලා data Facebook එකේ හරි නැත්නම් මොන හරි වෙබ්සයිට් එකකින් එයා රෙජිස්ටර් වෙනවා කියලා කියන හිතන්න. Okay, රෙජිස්ටර් වෙනකොට මොනවද කරන්නේ? දැන් AliExpress එකේ ඔයාලා රෙජිස්ටර් වෙනවා නම් what you have to do? நீங்க வந்து AliExpressல வந்து ரெஜிஸ்டர் ஆகி ஒரு அக்கவுண்ட் ஒன்று கிரியேட் பண்ண வேணும்னு சொன்னா நீங்க என்ன செய்ய வேணும்? நீங்க கட்டாயம் அதுல உங்களோட நேம் உங்களோட டீட்டெயில்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையுமே வந்து அதுல ஒரு இன்புட்டாக கொடுத்து தான் நீங்க ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ண வேணும். ஏன்னா அப்ப அதுல ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டுக்கே கேட்பாங்க உங்களோட பேர் என்னன்னு கேட்பாங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ நீங்க வந்து உங்களோட நேமை கொடுக்கணும், அப்புறம் இமெயில் அட்ரஸை கொடுக்கணும், அண்ட் அதுக்கப்புறம் பாஸ்வேர்டு கொடுக்கணும். isn't it? That's how you created an account for yourself, right? In even it could be email. Okay, Gmail like account create karna, in that also they might ask you the birth of date and what else, what else, okay, then the country and then the phone number. Likewise they might ask you several like inputs, isn't it? So all these are data. So you will be giving all these data as an input, and once after you register, once after you clicked on that particular register button, all the data will be taken to a web server. Okay, so that's how the systems work. Okay, so web server ஒன்றுக்கு என்ன நடக்கும்னு சொன்னா, நீங்க அந்த ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணினது பூரா வந்து there is a server. It's not like in one particular country. There are some few Apache kela web servers තියනවා. Apache කියන එක web server එකක් 60% of people in the world, the whole world, 60% of people use that server. So ඒ වගේ අර servers තියෙනවා in some places, in USA, in India. Likewise in some few countries there are servers. හරිද? So those are like large servers. Okay, so we call it as supercomputer. හරිද? එතකොට supercomputer කියලා කියනවා මේක large computers, ඒ කියන්නේ computers කියන්නේ servers. හරිද? එතකොට මේකෙදි storage ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. හරි. So then ඔයා register කරාම ඒ data හැම එකක්ම කොහෙටද යන්නේ? මේ web server එකට යනවා. මේ web server එකේ ඇතුලේ තමයි database කියන එක හදලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට ඒ database එකේ ඇතුළට ඒ data හැම එකක්ම මේ web server යවනවා. And then ඔයාට ආයෙ පාරක් ඒකට sign in වෙන්න වුණොත් නැත්නම් sign up වෙන්න ඕන වුණොත්, what you can do is you can easily type your thing and then you can click on the sign in button, then making ඉඳලා retrieve කරලා බලනවා. මේ database එකේ මෙයා මේ email address එකත් මේ password එකත් ගහලා තියෙනවා. හරිද මෙයාගේ password එකයි email address එකක් හරිද? නැත්නම් මේක වැරදි නම් එයාට error එකක් පෙන්නන්න. If it is correct, then let him access to the website, isn't it? ஸோ இப்போ என்ன நடக்கும்னா, நீங்க ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணினது போறோம் அந்த டீடைல்ஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து வெப் சர்வர்ஸ்னு சொல்லி நிறைய வெப் சர்வர்ஸ் இருக்குது. ஓகே, வேர்ல்ட்ல வந்து ஒவ்வொரு கண்ட்ரீஸ்ல வந்து வெப் சர்வர்ஸ் வந்து இருக்குது. ஸோ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் அப்பாச்சின்னு சொல்றது ஒரு வெப் சர்வர், சரியா? அப்போ இந்த வெப் சர்வருக்குள்ள என்ன செஞ்சுப்பாங்கன்னு சொன்னா, இந்த மாதிரி டேட்டா பேஸை வந்து கிரியேட் பண்ணி வச்சுப்பாங்க, சரியா? உங்களை மாதிரியான டேட்டா பேஸ் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ். ஸோ அவங்க என்ன செஞ்சுப்பாங்க, இந்த மாதிரி டேட்டா பேஸ் கிரியேட் பண்ணி வச்சுப்பாங்க. நீங்க கொடுக்குற டேட்டா எல்லாத்தையும் எடுத்து ஒரு டேபிள்ல வந்து ஒருத்தர் வந்து ரெஜிஸ்டர் ஆகிக்கிறாரு, அவருடைய பேர் இது, அவருடைய இமெயில் அட்ரஸ் இது, அவருடைய பாஸ்வேர்டு இது, அவருக்கான ஒரு ஐடி வந்து நான் இப்போ தரேன் 001 002, இல்லாட்டி ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு ஐடி, இண்டெக்ஸ் ஐடி. இப்ப நீங்க உங்கள்ட்ட என்ஐசி மாதிரி இருக்குது, அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஐடி ஒன்று கொடுப்பாங்க. அப்புறம் நீங்க இன்னும் 2-3 நாளைக்கு போறோம் உங்களோட கம்ப்யூட்டர் மூலமா அதே சேம் வெப்சைட்டுக்கு சைன் இன் ஆக போகல என்ன நடக்கும்னு சொன்னா, நீங்க உங்களோட இமெயில் அட்ரஸையும் பாஸ்வேர்டையும் அடிச்சோடனே வெப் சர்வர் என்ன செய்யும், டேட்டா பேஸ்குள்ள போயிட்டு பார்க்கும், இந்த இமெயில் அட்ரஸ்க்கு இந்த பாஸ்வேர்ட் கரெக்ட் ஆனதா, சரியாவா அடிச்சுக்கிறாங்க, இவங்க சரியாவா இன்புட் தந்திக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்னு பார்க்கும். அது கரெக்ட்னா மட்டும் என்ன நடக்கும், உங்களை வந்து அந்த வெப்சைட்குள்ள வந்து எக்ஸஸ் பண்ண விடும். இல்லாட்டி என்ன நடக்கும், இட் வில் ஷோ யூ an error. விளங்கிச்சா? So then Putha, what I was explaining is like soon after you register into a website, all your data, okay, all your information will be stored in where, in a web server. Inside the web server what you have, there will be a database. Okay, so database will be like, it will add all your information into a table, okay? So in that table there will be column like named as name, your email address, your password. Likewise it might have these fields. Okay, so in each of those fields your data will get saved. Okay, so then soon after, when you assume that after 2 days that you are trying to sign in again into the same website, then what you will be doing, you will give the email address and the password as an input, and then you might press the sign in button. Then what will happen is the web server will search for the what email address. Okay, email address are unique, right? You won't have the same email address that I have, right? So then it will find out, okay, මේ email address එකට තියෙන password එක හරි, මෙයා ගහලා තියෙන්නේ හරියට, then let him into the website, let him access the website. That's how the websites and even your computer is working. Then computer එක ගමුකෝ, ඔයා ඔයාගේ computer එක නැත්තම් ඔයාගේ phone එක ගන්න. phone එකේ ඔයාට මොනවද තියෙන්නේ? මුලින්ම pin number එකක් තියෙනවා, නැත්තම් ඔයාගේ fingerprint එක නේද? So then assume that now you are trying to get into your phone. Okay, ඔයාගේ phone එක open කරන්න බලනවා. එතකොට ඔයා මොනවද කරන්නේ? already ඔයා database එකේ save කරලා තියෙනවා නේද? මේ password එක මේකයි, මේක ගාවම තමයි open වෙන්න ඕනේ කියන එක. So then again you are trying to give the input the same pin number which you have already created, then it will let you into the phone screen, right, to the menu. But instead of giving the correct password, if you type a wrong password, it will show you an error, isn't it? ඒ වගේම තමයි ඔයාගේ fingerprint කියන එක. හරිද? එතකොට fingerprint කියන එක unique නේද? හැමෝටම දැන් දෙන්නෙකුට එක වගේ fingerprint එකක් තියෙන්නේ නැහැ නේද? So unique කියන එක මම ඔයාලට මේ continuing slides එකෙන් කියලා දෙන්නම්. There is something called unique key කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. Primary key කියලා කියනවා. So I will be teaching you, I will explain it about that as well. So then ඔයාගේ fingerprint එක ඒකට input එකක් විදියට දුන්නාම ඔයාගේ phone එකේ ඇතුලේ database එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ database එක check කරනවා. මේ user එයාගේ fingerprint එක දීලා තියෙනවා, ඒක හරිද කියලා බලනවා. ඒක හරි නම් විතරක් තමයි ඔයාවේ ඒ computer එකට හරි නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ phone එකකට අර menu එකට access එක දෙන්නේ. Is it clear? So data is something, even your fingerprint is a data. Understood? Even the password, pin number, everything are known as data. So all these data are being stored in where? In a database. Okay, so ඔයාගේ phone එකේ තියෙන ඔයාගේ photo එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, selfie එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, video එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එහෙමත් නැත්නම් software එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, application එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මේ හැම එකකින් තියෙන data හැම එකක්ම කොහෙද save වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? database එකකින්. හරිද? So you even ඔයාගේ දැන් කැමරා එකකට කියලා වෙනම database එකක් තියෙනවා. It has a table. එතකොට ඒකෙදි මොනවද වෙන්නේ? මෙයා මේ click එක ගත්තාම ඒකටම කියලා store එක මේ ඒ photo එක මේ field එකේ save වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒකට මේ ඒ කවද්දද ගත්තේ කියන අර date එක automatically වෙටෙන්න ඕනේ. And from where the location, sometimes you can see the location as well, right? So ඒ වගේ හැම එකක්ම ඒකෙදි store වෙනවා. So all these are known as data, where it has been saved or else stored in a database. I hope it is clear. Is it clear? Do you have any doubts up to here? Anybody? Tell me. කාට හරි මොන හරි doubts තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න පුළුවන්. මෙතන වෙනකන් ඔයාලට තේරුණාද නැද්ද කියන එක. Okay, so here in this GIF image you can see that. So here, in all these devices it has database. Okay, database කියන එක තියෙනවා. then ඔයා website එකකින් ඔයාගේ laptop එකේ website එකක් access කරනවා කියලා කියමු. එතකොට ඒකේ තියෙන අර data හැම එකක්ම store වෙලා තියෙන්නේ database එකේ. හරිද? So even the image that you are seeing in a website, ikman.lk එකේදී ඔයාලා upload කරනවා නම් කොහෙද upload කරන්නේ? Not into the website, but what you are doing is you are uploading it into the database. එතකොට database එකෙන් ඉඳලා තමයි මේ website retrieve කරලා ඒක අරන් show up කරන්නේ ඔයාලට. Understood? So that's how it all works. Okay, ඔයා බලන හැම දෙයක්ම data කියන්නේ it is must for everyone. Even you can be a software engineer, you could be a web developer, you could be a graphic designer, or else you could be a whoever you are. Okay, even you could be a cyber, if you are about to learn cyber security or anything, you have to know about database ගැන ඔයාලා දැනගන්න ඕනේ. Okay, how it works කියන එක අනිවාර්යෙන් දැනගන්න ඕනේ. So last week I had an interview with a US client. So then in that interview they are mainly asking about the database question. They are asking about the database knowledge. Okay, එයාලා මගෙන් අහපු question එකක් තමයි SQL දන්නවද? Okay, SQL කියන්නේ it's a query language. I will be explaining it to you. So database දන්නවද කියලා ඇහුවා. And then කොහොමද මේ database knowledge එක කොහොමද කියලා එයාලා they gave me few questions and they asked me few questions and I gave the answer. So in all the fields, even though if you are about to apply to a company for a like software development job, or even if you are just trying to become a project manager or whoever, they will definitely ask you about this database. ඔයා මොන sector එකට ගියත් මේ database කියන එකෙන් එක question එකක්වත් එයාලා අහනවමයි. Okay, so be prepared. Okay, so maybe sometimes you might need to attend to an interview, right? So ඒකෙදි කොහොමද database එකකින් ඔයාලට මොන questions අහනවමයි. හරිද? Now let's move to the real time example. Then make the real time example එකේ බලන්න ඔයාට මේ library එක example එකක් විදිහට ගන්න පුළුවන්. So you can assume the library as a database, and then what you have inside the library, you have racks, right? Rack, like book racks are there. ஏன்னா ஒரு library ஒன்று நீங்க எடுத்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னா, for example, அப்ப library தான் database னு வெச்சுக்கொள்வோம். அப்ப லைப்ரரிக்குள்ள என்ன இருக்கும்? புக் ரேக் இருக்கும் என்ன? சோ அந்த புக் ரேக் தான் டேபிள் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. ஓகே, சோ assume those racks are known as tables when it comes to database. එතකොට මේ tables වලින් මොනවද තියෙන්නේ? You will have data in each column, in each cell you will have data. So each books are known as data. Is it clear? තේරුණාද ඔයාලට? database database කියන්නේ අපිට මෙහෙම කියන්න පුළුවන්. website මොනවාද library කියන්නේ database එකක්. ඒකේ ඇතුලේ තියෙනවා මොනවද? book racks තියෙනවා. ඒ book racks අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් table එකක් විදියට. database එකේ tables තියෙනවා කියලා ඔයාට මම කියලා දුන්නා. so ඒ table එකේ ඇතුලෙන් datas තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඔයාට real time example එකේ මේ book racks වලින් මොනවද තියෙන්නේ? you can take books නේද? එතකොට books තියෙනවා, separate racks තියෙනවා. ඒ separated racks වලින් ඒ related books තියෙනවා. so you can take a book as a data. Okay, I hope you got the idea. விளங்கிச்சின்னு நினைக்கிறேன். எதுவும் doubts இருந்தா சொல்லுங்க. So now here I have given you an example. So in now database එකේ ඇතුලේ tables තියෙනවා කියලා ඔයාලට මම කියලා දුන්නා. then ඔයාලට හිතන්න පුළුවන් මේ වගේ tables වෙන තියාගෙන මොනවාද මේකේ තියෙන ප්‍රයෝජනේ? Why do we need to learn actually a database? You might wonder. So now Puta, the main reasons of having this database and also having the table is this is how it works. Okay, so මේක මේ වගේ තමයි මේක වැඩ කරන්නේ. ඔයාලා මේක දැනගත්තොත් you will know the use of it. Okay, so நீங்க first එක அது எப்படி work ஆகும்ன்றது தெரிஞ்சுකොள்ள வேணும். So ඔයාට මේ වගේ කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේ example එක බලන්න. In a database, there will be a separate table for customers, only for customers. Customer ID will be there, customer name will be there, customer's phone number will be there, customer's address will be there, customer's NIC address will be there, customer's email will be there. All the related data of a customer will be placed in one particular table. And at the same time, there will be another table in the same database, but it is not the customer table, it is an orders table. So in orders table, what you can have is the fields. You can have an order ID field and order details like order number order number, then book me table එකට order කරන්න ඒ වගේ තියෙනවානේ. so order ID කියලා එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. the order, what is the type of the order කියලා තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. what kind of order කියන එක, online order ද නැත්නම් මොන වගේද කියන එක තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. and then the product, what is, if not what has been ordered. Likewise, few tables, like few fields can be there in order table. And when it comes to product, we can have product ID, and then we can have product name, and then we can have like product launch date, likewise few things. Okay, like expire date, likewise things can be have like you can have fields in product table. Now the connection in between all these three is Puta, customer will be placing order in what will be like what will be the order. The products are the orders, isn't it? They will be placing order of what? Products, right? So order will be containing the products. Okay, එතකොට මේ වගේ තමයි මේක වැඩ කරන්නේ. So this is how it will work. Okay, so you have to get the clear idea. விளங்கிச்சா? அப்ப கஸ்டமர் ஒருத்தர் என்ன செய்வாங்கன்னு சொன்னா, அவங்க ஆர்டர் டேபிள் மூலமா ஆர்டர் பண்ணுவாங்க. அப்ப அந்த ஆர்டர் வந்து என்னத்தை ஆர்டர் பண்ணுவாங்க, ப்ராடக்ட்டை ஆர்டர் பண்ணுவாங்க அந்த மாதிரி. ஸோ when you are learning you will clearly understand how it works කියනක. එතකොට tables separately තියෙනවා නම් මේ tables එකට අර in between these tables there will be a connection. Okay, so if there you won't just have tables, instead of having table you will have connection. Okay, I hope you understood. Now it is time for us to know about SQL. So do you have any idea about SQL? Any of you? யாருக்காச்சும் SQL சொன்னா என்னன்னு சொல்லி கிளியரான ஐடியாஸ் இருக்குதா? So as you can see it says structured query language. දැන් ඔයාලට හිතෙන්න පුළුවන් කොච්චරනම් languages තියෙනවද ඉගෙන ගන්න කියලා නේද? So if you are about to become a software engineer, you have to learn a lot, Puta. Okay, so you can't just sit and become a software engineer. There are plenty of things, there are plenty of sections that you have to learn. Okay, එතකොට මේ query language කියන්නේ එක query language එකක්. Query language එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ it's like different from programming language. Okay, so structured query language එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ using these languages we can easily create a table, easily we can retrieve, we can select, we can delete, we can remove, we can do whatever we want. Okay, so datas කොහොමද arrange කරන්නේ, ඒ වගේම datas කොහෙද තියෙන්න ඕනේ, මේ data එක කොහෙද යන්න ඕනේ, select කරන්න කොහොමද, හැම දෙයක්ම අපිට මේ structured language තුලින් කරන්න පුළුවන්. சரியா? the structured language query language னு சொன்னா என்னன்னு சொன்னா புத்தா, இப்ப டேட்டா பேஸ்ல சொன்னா எங்களுக்கு தெரியும். ஓகே, அதுல டேபிள்ஸ் ஈக்கும், டேபிள்ஸ்குள்ள வந்து டேட்டாஸ் ஈக்கும்ன்றது உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். ஆனா இந்த டேபிள்குள்ள இருக்கிற டேட்டாஸ் எல்லாத்தையுமே வந்து ஒரு ஒரு ஒழுங்கான முறையில வந்து ஆர்டர் பண்றதுக்கோ, இல்லாட்டி அது ஒழுங்கான முறையில வந்து நாங்க சேவ் பண்ணி கொள்றதுக்கோ, இல்லாட்டி அது ஒழுங்கான முறையில delete பண்றதுக்கோ, இல்லாட்டி வந்து அது what we can say delete or else save or else retrieve or else if you wanted to like combine, okay, two tables, you can do whatever. Okay, you can with data you can using query language you can play with data. Okay, that simply that's how it works. சரியா? இப்ப என்னன்னு சொன்னா டேட்டாஸோட உங்களுக்கு விளையாடலாம். இந்த query language உங்களுக்கு எப்படி யூஸ் பண்றது தெரியும்னு சொன்னா உங்களுக்கு டேட்டாஸோட விளையாடவே இயலும். சரி, அப்படின்னு சொன்னா வேண்டியது செய்யலாம். உங்களுக்கு சேவ் பண்ணலாம், delete பண்ணலாம், அப்டேட் பண்ணலாம், அதே மாதிரி ரிட்ரீவ் பண்ணலாம், வேண்டியது செய்யலாம். நான் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் காட்டுறேன். என்கிட்ட ஒரு சிஸ்டம் இருக்கும், நான் அந்த சிஸ்டமை காட்டுறேன். so then you will get the idea. Okay, so before we get into the next page,
Yes, that is used to manage relational database.
yeah, Puta. So this is just the language. Okay, so the language relational data, yeah, I will be teaching you what is relational data and everything. Okay, so we are still
Perform various operations.
yeah, we are okay, Puta, we still didn't move to that. Okay, so actually we are learning from the beginning, right? So you have to know the basic idea. Okay, so we have to know what is SQL. After that only we have to step by step we have to move on. So just give me a second where I will show you an example, so then you will get an idea. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, I muted just because I just wanted to show you the system. I have a system with me. There are several, but I'll try to show you how does the database works. Okay, so mostly, wait, I'll share it with you. Let it open.
ஃபாரிஸ் அங்கிள் உங்களோட கேமரா ஓப் பண்ணுங்க சரியா?
Who is that? Don't interrupt in the class. Okay.
Ari is on the camera.
Okay, let it load. Until then, I'll explain the presentation. Once after that loaded, I'll show you. Okay. So now, can you see the screen? விளங்குதுன்னா நான் அது உங்களுக்கு at the end நான் உங்களுக்கு காட்டுறேன். ஓகே, ஒரு சிஸ்டம் ஒண்டிக்குது, அது எப்படி ஒர்க் ஆகும்னு நான் உங்களுக்கு அப்போ டேட்டா பேஸ் எப்படி ஸ்டோர் ஆகும் அண்ட் அதில் இருக்கிற மெயின் ஃபீச்சர்ஸை பற்றி உங்களுக்கு விளங்கும். ஓகே, ஸோ ஐ ஜஸ்ட் ஷேர் இட் வித் யூ அட் தி எண்ட் ஆஃப் தி செஷன். ஓகே, මම වාට අන්තිමට share කරන්නම්. And then before that, let me share the presentation and like explain it to you. So you will get the idea, right? හරි, එතකොට මේකේ බලන්න දැන් මේකේ ඔයාලට පොඩි එක්ස්ප්ලේන් එකක් තමයි දීලා තියෙන්නේ your computers. So then there will be like several tables, okay, inside a database, and then whenever you call a data, okay, so it retrieves all the other data from each of the tables and it will give you an information. Okay, so that's how it works in a computer interface. Okay, so computer interface only என்ன நடக்கும்னு சொன்னா, இப்போ நான் for example நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி okay, I'll tell you an example, real time example. Now for example, assume that you are going to an hospital for an appointment. Okay, so நீங்க ஒரு appointment ஒன்றுக்கு ஆசிரி ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் ஏதோ ஒரு ஹாஸ்பிட்டலுக்கு வந்து நீங்க போறீங்கன்னு சொல்லுவோம். Okay, so first thing what you will be doing is you will be booking a number, right? So நீங்க book பண்ணிட்டு போறோம், they will ask your name and your phone number and the patient's name, all the details, right? So a details හැම එකක්ම එයාලා මොනවද කරන්නේ, එයාලගේ system එකේ add කරනවා. Okay, එයාලට hospital management system කියලා එකක් තියෙයි. So a system එකේ management system එකේ එයාලා ඔක්කොම store කරනවා. So all the data whatever that they are giving as an input to the system will be stored in the database tables. Okay, එතකොට දැන් ඔයා hospital එකට ගියා කියලා කියමුකோ. சரியா, இப்போ நீங்க ஹாஸ்பிட்டலுக்கு போயிட்டீங்கன்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஓகே, இப்போ அவங்க ஆல்ரெடி வந்து இன்சர்ட் பண்ணி வச்சிருப்பாங்க டேட்டாஸ் எல்லாத்தையும். அப்ப நீங்க ஹாஸ்பிட்டலுக்குள்ள போயிட்டோன்னு என்ன நடக்கும்னு சொன்னா, நீங்க வந்து போயிட்டு சொல்லுவீங்க மை நேம் இஸ் திஸ் அப்படின்ட்டு. ஸோ தென் தே வில் ஆஸ்க் யுவர் ஃபோன் நம்பர் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல். ஸோ once after you gave the number, phone number, automatically without knowing your name itself, they will tell your name is this, the patient's name is this, you have booked for this. Okay, you are having a channeling with this doctor and you have to go to this location. එහෙම එයාලම automatically කියනවා. Then you might wonder how they are getting all these details, and also you might have seen this. ඔයාගේ ෆෝන් එකට අර මෙසේජ් එකක් වගේ එන්නේ, ඒකදී මේ ડોක්ටර් එන වෙලාව, ඒ වගේම ડોක්ටර් යනවා නම් ඒ වෙලාව ඔක්කොම දාලා මෙසේජ් එකක් විදියට එනවා නේද? You might have received something like that, isn't it? You might have experienced. So all these stuffs are happening because of the database. හරිද? එතකොට database එකේ ඔයාගේ datas තියෙනවා, ඔයාලගේ details තියෙනවා. Then what they will do is, using a computer, they will just send a message. Okay, just they will type a message and send, then automatically for all the customers or else all the patients, the message will be sent throughout the database. Okay, එතකොට database එකේ තුලින් තමයි ඔයාලට උනත් students ලා usually in institutes what they do is parent meeting එකක් තියෙනවා, එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ඔයාලට මොනාරි introduction session එකක් තියෙනවා, එහෙමත් නැත්නම් මොනාරි career guidance program එකක් තියෙනවා, ඒ වගේ messages එනවා නේද? then are they typing all the like messages, and are they copying and pasting and sending it by one? No, they won't do that. Okay, so instead of doing that, what they will be doing is actually they will type a message and they will just send it throughout the database. So in the database, they are like, they can use a query, okay, and then relating that, they can send the data to whoever they want, okay, the message to whoever they want. Okay, so that's how the database works. Okay, அப்ப டேட்டாபேஸ்னு சொன்னா அது வந்து உங்களோட வேலையை வந்து மிச்சமே வந்து ஈஸியாக்கக்கூடிய உண்டு. சரியா? அப்ப நீங்க ஒரு சாஃப்ட்வேர் இன்ஜினியர் ஆயிக்கலாம், வெப் இன்ஜினியர் ஆயிக்கலாம், நீங்க கட்டாயம் தெரிஞ்சுக்க வேண்டியது தான் இந்த டேட்டாபேஸ்னு சொல்லுது. ஓகே, ஸோ டேட்டாபேஸ் என்ன செய்யும்னு சொன்னா உங்களோட வேலையில வந்து மிச்சம் லேஸ் ஆக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு விஷயம் இது. ஓகே, ஸோ அதுக்குள்ள ஆக்சுவல் என்னைக்கும் டேபிள்ஸ் ஈக்கும், அண்ட் டேபிள்ஸ்குள்ள வந்து ஐடிஸ் அதே மாதிரி உங்களோட டேட்டாஸ் ஈக்கும். அதுதான் மெயினான விஷயம். ஓகே, ஸோ ஐ ஹோப் you understood. And also, reason why you should learn database SQL is because Putha, you have to learn it because there are several, now as I told you, if you are in whatever the sector that you are in, okay, you have to know how to use this. Okay, database kiyanne munadi kenek idea ka tibbotin tamai, even if you are a receptionist, you can easily work through it. Okay, එතකොට data LMS එකක් එහෙම පාවිච්චි කරනවා නම් ඔයාලට ඒක idea එක තියෙනවා නම් මෙහෙම තමයි වැඩ කරන්න කියන එක ඔයාලට දන්නවා. And also wisely in all around the world, several plenty of the companies are using SQL, okay, a structured query language, and in their company, for example, few example has been given. Instagram, Microsoft, me wage local companies eala me SQL කියන structured language එක තමයි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ in order to create their database, okay, and also to do other functions as well. Okay, so query language කියන එක වෙනම language එකක්. Okay, it's a query language where I will be teaching how to structure things and all. It is like structuring the database. Okay, so that's the main thing. Okay, and also SQL, it is really demanded. Okay, SQL එක දැන් ඔයාලට උනත් දැන් නිකන් ගිහින් බලන්න top jobs ඒ වගේ job apply කරන්න පුළුවන් websites තියෙනවා. Indeed ඒ වගේ websites තියෙනවනේ. So நீங்க Indeed இல்லாட்டி top job இல்லன்னு சொன்னா நீங்க Upworkக்கு போங்க, freelancing websites எதுக்குனாலும் Fiverr, whatever the website, நீங்க அதுக்கு போயிட்டு பாருங்க. டேட்டாபேஸ் ரிலேட்டடா, ஓகே, டேட்டா அனலிஸ்ட் அதே மாதிரி லைக் டேட்டா பேஸ்லயுமே கூட நிறைய ஃபீல்ட்ஸ் இருக்குது. ஓகே, ஸோ 25,000 like different jobs are available. Okay, so in that itself you can understand not only database creating, data analyst innava evagem database create, like there are several people. Okay, several sectors in database itself, there are several sectors. Okay, so SQL dannawa nan ekata wenama jobs tiyana evage godak jobs available in out in the world. Okay, so you can just go and search out in websites and see how many like database related jobs are available. Okay, you can just go and search, have a search. Okay, එම කරලා බලන්න. ඒ වගේම තව දෙයක් තමයි SQL කියන්නේ දැන් මේ query language මොනවාද කරන්නේ නම් it really helps you to filter and fetch only the data you need from the database. Okay, ඒක main thing එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාට filter කරලා, okay, main thing එකනේ දැන් datas ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒකෙන් මට information එකක් ඕනේ නම් just what I have to do, I have to fetch the data, I have to filter and fetch it, isn't it? So මුලින්ම then datas එකෙන්ම තියෙන ප්‍රයෝජන එක තමයි, as I told you at the beginning, if you have one single data, no point of having it. But if you have several data, and if you fetch it together, if you filter it together, and if you fetch it together, then you will get an information, really, and helpful information, right? So then මෙයා කොහෙන්දලා දෙන්නේ, මෙයා කොතනද ඉන්නේ, මෙයාගේ නම මොකද, ඒ වගේ information එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. හරිද? ඒකට හරියටම උදව් වෙන query language එකක් තමයි මේ SQL කියන එක. MySQL කියලා වෙනම එකක් තියෙනවා. So I will be teaching about that as well. I'll give you an idea, okay, later on in the continuing classes. So SQL කියන්නේ මේ වගේ fetch කරන්නටත් filter කරන්නටත් ඔයාලට easily පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් query language එකක් තමයි ඒක. And also when it comes to database and SQL related things, it is really demanded. Okay, මේ skill එක jobs then in industry it is really demanded. Okay, එතකොට ඔයා database දන්න කෙනෙක් නම් ඔයාට හොඳ salary එකකට වැඩකට යන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, you can really work for a good good salary, you can go for a job. Okay, in industry it is, that's how it is. Okay, it is really demand. And also data analysis කියලා role එකක් තියෙනවා. And also මේ data analysis කියන්නේ ඒක මාර මේ demanded මේ position එකක්. හරිද? එතකොට ඔයා data analysis කෙනෙක් වුණා නම් ඔයාට හොඳට සල්ලි අම්බු කරන්න පුළුවන්. It's really a rarely තමයි people ඉන්නේ. හරිද? data analysis ඉන්නේ rarely. හරිද? So like mostly needed people are there. Okay, so you can become one of them. And also SQL කියන්නේ like database professionals ලා ඉන්න data professionals එයාලා usually අර most use කරන language එක තමයි මේ SQL කියන එක. එතකොට මම ඔයාලට උගන්වලා දෙනවා. So I'll be teaching all the basics and everything, and we will be fetching, filtering, we will be doing plenty of stuff using that, and I will be teaching you inshallah, okay, in the continuing classes, so you can get a clear idea throughout this. And also what else? Okay, DBMS concept. Okay, then mang nikang 2-3 slides are there where it shows how it is inside the table කියන එක. දැන් අපි database කියන්නේ මොනවාද? database එකේ ඇතුලේ මොනවාද තියෙන්නේ? how it is working, and then the query language ගැන ඔක්කොම බැලුවා. But still we doesn't know how it is inside the table, right? table குள்ள வந்து அது எப்படி இருக்கும்ன்றது எங்களுக்கு தெரியாது. So the table குள்ள எப்படி இருக்கும்ன்ற ஐடியா வந்து நான் உங்களுக்கு தர போறேன். Okay, so a table is a collection of data about a specific topic. It is arranged in a fields records formats, in a record format. So then මම කලින් කිව්වා වගේ table එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ ඒක collection of data. ඒක හරිනේ ඔයාලට දන්නවා. ඒ වගේම මේකේ තියෙනවා fields තියෙනවා, ඒ වගේම field වලට name තියෙනවා. හරිද? ඒ වගේම related data තමයි ඒකේ තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මේක එක relational data. Okay, this is really an important thing. Okay, so we will be learning about relational data and also normalization. ek ගොඩක් දේවල් තියෙනවා. Okay, so continuously we have to learn about all those stuffs. Okay, so there is something called ER diagram. Okay, so entity relationship කියන්නේ මොනවාද ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා. So there are plenty of more stuff that you have to learn. Okay, so I'm just giving you the idea. Okay, that's all about this. Okay, එතකොට බලන්න මේ table එක, it is only whatever that is related to student. නේද? මේ table එකේ වෙන මොකුත් job related මොකුත් නැහැ. ඒ වගේම institute ගැන මොකුත් නැහැ, course ගැන මොකුත් නැහැ. Only about student. Student number එක තියෙනවා, student ගේ name එක තියෙනවා, එයාගේ address එක තියෙනවා, DOB එක තියෙනවා, date of birth එක තියෙනවා. Okay? ඒ වගේම එතකොට මේ field හැම එකකටම field name එකක් තියෙනවා, and as well as in each field there are records. Okay, එතකොට බලන්න මේ හැම field එකෙන්ම 1 2 3 කියන මේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස් ලාගේ නමත් එක්ක මෙයාලගේ ID number එකක් තියෙනවා, එයාගේ details හැම එකක්ම මේ විදිහට තියෙනවා. So that's how the tables has been created inside a database. That's how it has been arranged. And let's see, then මේකේ බලන්න, දැන් මෙතන තියෙනවා මේ student number කියලා field එකක්. දැන් මේ number කියන field එක මොනවාද කියලා ඔයාලා දැනගන්න ඕනේ. Why do we need to have something like this කියන එක ඔයාලා දැනගන්න ඕනේ. So that is because පුතා, maybe sometimes in one classroom there could be 2 Toms නේද? Tom කියලා දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. දෙන්නම කැන්ඩි වල ඉඳලා එන්න වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම යාළුවගේ දෙන්නගේම date of birth එක එක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. It could be happened, right? Tom කියලා දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන්, එයාලගේ address එක same වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එයාලගේ DOB එක same වෙන්න පුළුවන්. It could happen. But මේ වගේ වෙන numbers දීලා තියෙන්නේ නම් ඒක එයාව uniquely identify කරගන්න. හරිද? එතකොට එයාගේ දැන් students ලගේ name එක තියලා අපි එයාලව හඳුන්වා ගන්න. But instead of identifying them from their name, we gonna use an unique number which is the primary key. Okay, එතකොට අපි ඒකට තමයි primary key කියලා කියන්නේ when it comes to database. Uniquely identify කරගන්න. Now for example I'll tell you have this NIC, isn't it? National identity card කියලා එකක් තියෙන්නේ. එහෙම එකක් තියෙන්නේ. Because puta, to identify you, isn't it? To identify you, you have that number. None of the others will have the number which you have in your NIC. Okay, then ඔයාගේ NIC එකේ තියෙන number එක ඔයාගේ යාළුවෙක්ගේ number identity එකේ තියෙන පුළුවන්ද? එන උඹට NIC card ලිකර and நம்பர் ஓகே அந்த ஐடி நம்பர் வந்து உங்களோட ஃப்ரெண்டோட கார்ட்ல கேளுமா ஏலாது அது உங்கள யூனிக்கா ஐடென்டிஃபை இந்த கண்ட்ரில நீங்க ஓகே உங்களோட பேர்ல டொம்முண்டு பேர்ல வந்து ஒருத்தர் இருக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்றது முஜாஹித் பேர்ல ஒருத்தர் இருக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்னு ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி கொள்றதுக்காக வேண்டிதான் அந்த என்ஐசி சொல்றது ஈக்குது ஓகே இப்ப என்னைய ஷஃபியான்னு சொல்லி ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி கொள்றதுக்கு இப்ப ஷஃபியான்னு நிறைய பேர் ஈக்கலாம் ஏன்னா there could be many people like many Shafias in the same country, and even also they might be in the same city, and also they might have born in the same date, isn't it? That could happen, that could, isn't it? Maybe. But when it comes to NIC, it is really different from each others, isn't it? So that is because to uniquely identify. Then assume that I have made an accident, and then now I am telling no, it's not me. Mang neve eka kare me venama Shafia kenek inna eya thamai kare kiyala kiwothin, then the police will get confused, right? Einda thamai NIC එක බලනවා ඒ වගේ අර NIC කියන්නේ it's just to uniquely identify you. That's why you have an NIC. Okay, NIC is just for you. Okay, you will be uniquely identified throughout that only. So same as that, in all the table, whatever the table that you have in a database, சரியா? அதே மாதிரி இப்ப என்ஐசின்னு சொல்றது ஒருத்தர் கீக்கிற மாதிரி ஒரு டேட்டாபேஸ் குள்ள இருக்கிற எல்லா விதமான டேபிளுக்கும் ஓகே எல்லாத்துக்குமே இந்த யூனிக்கான ஒரு நம்பர் ஒண்டிக்கும், சரியா? ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட்னா ப்ராடக்ட் ஐடின்னு ஒண்டிக்கும், ஸ்டூடெண்ட்னா ஸ்டூடெண்ட் நம்பர் ஒண்டிக்கும், கோர்ஸ்னா கோர்ஸ் ஐடின்னு ஒண்டிக்கும், அதே மாதிரி ஓர்டர்னா ஓர்டர் ஐடின்னு ஒண்டிக்கும். இல்லன்னு சொன்னா வேற என்னது அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ஒரு டேபிளுக்கும் ஓகே ஒரு டேபிளுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி அதுக்குன்னு சொல்லி ஒரு ஐடி வந்து கட்டாயம் ஈக்கும். So for you example I can tell okay, now you have joined this session, and maybe when you started to do the session, like if you started this course, then you will get a number for yourself, a student number. So at the end when you are submitting your assignment and all, you have to use that number, then only you will be uniquely identified. Your assignment marks and all will be given, okay? Because you know why, there could be two people with the same name in the same course, but they both have submitted the assignment, and one might have got low marks, and at the same time another might have got the highest marks, okay? එතකොට then highest marks එක මම මෙයාට දුන්න තින් එයා මාත් එක තරාවේ ඒ වගේ වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ. ඒ හින්දා තමයි uniquely identify කරගන්න තමයි students ට තමයි කියලා number එකක් තියෙන්නේ. Okay, so I hope it is clear, not only for student, all the table, whatever the table that is there in the database will have a number field, a ID field, where to uniquely identify it. Okay, so then මේ තියෙන එක තමයි මේක. එතකොට මේ බලන්න key කියලා එකක් තියෙයි. So in the key it's like a uniquely identifying key. So then මේක then මේ මොනවාද මේකේ තියෙන values හැම එකක්ම එකම නමින් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. then microphone එක like you can have two microphones, but the key would be different. Okay, that's how now barcode එකක් තියෙන්නේ. barcode like all the barcodes are different. Okay, uniquely identify කරගන්න. Likewise, there are several things that you can like think about, okay, when it comes to primary key. So මේක තමයි primary key කියන එක concept එක. Then primary key is a field that can be used to identify a record uniquely, as I said you. හරිද? then make a clear this is clear. Do you understand what is primary key? விளங்கிச்சா உங்களுக்கு? யூனிக்லி ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றதுண்டா என்ன, பிரைமரி கீன்னு சொன்ன கான்செப்ட் வந்து எதுக்கு அப்படி யூஸ் பண்றோம், அது நல்லா உங்களுக்கு கிளியரா விளங்கிச்சா? இஸ் இட் கிளியர் புதா? So I just now it's just the beginning. You know why පුතා? because මේකේ මම ඔයාලට beginning එකක් විදිහට තමයි කියලා දෙන්නේ primary එක. අපි deeply මේක ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. Don't worry, we will be deeply learning about primary key and how we can use that and all. We will be learning, so don't worry at all. But I just wanted to make sure that you have to know the idea, okay, behind the primary key, because that is what is going to be uniquely identified. Okay, that is what which will be uniquely identifying the data. Okay, primary key is not clear. Okay, so primary key னு சொன்னா நான் okay நீங்க எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு நீங்க இத மட்டும் ஞாபகம் வெச்சுக்கோங்க. Okay, you just take only the example. Okay, just remember that. No need to go like deeply, because we are not going to learn anything right now. We are not going to create a table or anything. I'll just give only the example. Now Puta, do you have an NIC? Nifal, do you have an NIC?
Yeah.
NIC? Yes, right? You have an NIC. So, is there is any other person in Sri Lanka? Do they have the same NIC card as yours? Do they have any others? Do you know? Like,
No, no.
no,
I know.
only you are the person who is having that NIC, right? And you are the only person who will be having that NIC number, isn't it? So that is how the primary key also. Okay, so it is just to uniquely identify a person. So once assume that you are now Puta, assume that you are like continuously following this course, then you will get a register number for yourself. So then whenever you are trying to pay a payment, or whenever you are trying to conduct like contact somebody, or else if you wanted to talk to someone, or else if you wanted to know details about something else, you will give that register number only. You won't give your name. Understood? So நீங்க ரெஜிஸ்டர் நம்பரை வச்சு தான் வந்து உங்களை வந்து ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி ஆட்களுக்கு ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி கொடுப்பீங்க. அலங்கிச்சா? So that's how it works. Okay, primary key is something like that. Is it clear, Puta, Nifal?
Okay, ma'am. Clear.
Okay, no, not like it won't like some, it is beginning, right? But database is also, it's just beginning. Okay, so just take that idea. Okay, NIC as an example, that is the main idea. Okay, behind the primary key, that is the idea. So just stick on to that. Okay, we will be clearly learning about that later on. Okay. Okay, you don't understand, you didn't understand about SQL. Don't worry about SQL. SQL is it is just a language. Still we didn't move to that. I will teach you deeply when it is the time. Okay, so language in the sonna na inna vada ungal padichu tharala, like Java, like Python, like C Sharp, like Pascal, whatever, like English, like Tamil, like Sinhala, it is also a language. That is what is just like, that is the explanation, okay, about SQL. It's just a language, but it will only support for to what? To data. Okay, is it clear, Nadira? SQL will just support only for the data. It is a language. Okay, அப்ப நாங்க வந்து அந்த language இன்னும் start பண்ணல. We still didn't start learning the language. So while we are learning, you will understand at that time. Okay, so just get the idea. It's just a query language where we will be learning, okay, throughout this course. So we will be learning okay, so we will be learning the ER diagram. Okay, so that means the designing patterns. Okay, whatever the designing patterns that is needed to come up with a database. சரியா? நாங்க இந்த கோர்ஸ்ல ஃபர்ஸ்ட்க்கு வந்து டிசைனிங்ஸ் எல்லாம் பார்ப்போம். ஓகே, இயர் டயக்ராம்ஸ் எப்படி கிரியேட் பண்றது, நார்மலைசேஷன்ஸ் எப்படி பண்றது, இதெல்லாம் தான் மொழி ஃபர்ஸ்ட்க்கே தேவை, அந்த டிசைனிங். ஓகே, அதுக்கு பிறகு தான் நாங்க டெவலப்மெண்ட்க்கு போவோம். டெவலப்மெண்ட்ல தான் நான் உங்களுக்கு SQL படிச்சு தருவேன். ஓகே, so at that point only I will be teaching you SQL, and then after that we can create a database. Okay, so I hope you got the idea. So don't worry much about these things, because this is just an introduction. Okay, I am still not teaching you anything, just an introduction. Okay, and also this is also just a picture where it shows. Now primary key is basically for that only we use. Now we doesn't know where X has been stored. So then X could have been stored in this database, or this table, or this one, or what, wherever. But using the primary key, we can easily get the data via X's and X details. All the details related to X can be gathered using what? Using the primary key. விளங்கிச்சா? அப்ப பிரைமரி கீயை வச்சு எங்களுக்கு என்ன செய்யலாம்? எக்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்ற பர்சன் போன் நம்பர், இமெயில் அட்ரஸ், அவங்களோட அட்ரஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் எங்களுக்கு கெதர் பண்ணி கொள்ளலாம். அப்ப எங்களுக்கு இப்போக்கு தெரியும் எக்ஸ் எங்க இருக்குது, என்ன செய்து, அவங்களோட டீடைல்ஸ் எதுவுமே தெரியா. ஆனா பிரைமரி கீயை மட்டும் இன்புட்டா கொடுத்தோம்னு சொன்னா, அந்த பிரைமரி கீயை மட்டும் வச்சு, உங்களோட என்ஐசியை மட்டும் வச்சு எனக்கு உங்களோட பேர் என்ன, உங்களோட வீட்டோட அட்ரஸ் என்ன, நீங்க வந்து எந்த இயர்ல போன் ஆவீங்க, and then உங்களோட டீடைல்ஸ் எல்லாமே எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு கொள்ளலாம். Isn't it? So that's the main reason. Like using your NIC, what I can do is I can know your name, I can like gather your address, I can know your personal details, isn't it? Your address and everything. So that is the main purpose of using primary key. Okay, So I hope you got the idea behind it. So just get the idea. You are not learning it actually, you just get the idea. So here also the same thing, same the picture, just to show you how does it can be stored. Here each of these are like your NIC key, it has a serial key. All these devices has a serial key in order to uniquely identify. Okay, so that's how all the values could be uniquely identified using a key. And data types venama tiyanama then take on we can continue it in the classes. Okay, if make then mamang alt okkama kiyala then giyo thing you won't understand anything. So then we can continue it in the next class. Before that, you have to get the knowledge about database, what you have in a database, inside the table what you have. Okay, so data kiyanne monawada e wagema data ekak එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ඉන්ෆෝමේෂන් එකක් අපි හඳුන්වා ගන්න ඕනේ නම් එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ගෙදර් කරන්න ඕනේ නම් using a primary key how we can identify. Okay, uniquely identify කරන්න කියන්නේ මොනවද? And SQL කියන්නේ අර query language එක එයි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. Okay, just to filter and fetch and do other stuff. Okay, we can do many stuff using that language. Okay, so that is just a language where we can learn and use to like create a database එකක් create කරන්න පුළුවන් එකකින් query language එකෙන්. ඒක ඇතුලේ table එකක් create කරන්න පුළුවන්, table එකේ ඇතුලේ fields create කරන්න පුළුවන්, field එකේ ඇතුලේ primary key create කරන්න පුළුවන්. හැම එකක්ම කරන්න පුළුවන් using what? Using SQL. So in order to create a database you have to learn SQL. That is the main thing. Okay, so SQL is the one which is going to create a database. Okay, so is it clear? Is it clear up to here? ඔයාලට තේරුණාද දැන් වෙනකම් මම ඔයාලට කියලා දුන්න දේවල් ඔක්කොම තේරුම් වැළංගිචා உங்களுக்கு எதுவும் වැළංගිචா இல்லன்னா වැළංගලාද எதுவும் இருக்குதா? இப்போ நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டுக்கு தெரிஞ்சுக்கொள்ள வேண்டியது டேட்டாபேஸ்டா என்ன, டேட்டான்னு சொன்னா என்ன, டேட்டாபேஸ்க்குள்ள இருக்கிற டேபிள்டா என்ன, டேபிள்க்குள்ள இருக்கிற ஃபீல்ட்ஸ் என்ன, ஃபீல்ட்ஸ்க்குள்ள என்ன இருக்குது டேட்டாவா இருக்குது, அதே மாதிரி பிரைமரி கீன்னு சொன்னா என்ன, அதே மாதிரி இந்த டேட்டாபேஸை கிரியேட் பண்றதுக்கு, டேட்டாபேஸ்க்குள்ள இருக்கிற டேபிளை கிரியேட் பண்றதுக்கு, டேட்டாபேஸ்க்குள்ள இருக்கிற டேபிள்க்குள்ள இருக்கிற ஃபீல்ட்ஸை கிரியேட் பண்றதுக்கு, அது எல்லாத்தையும் செலக்ட் பண்றதுக்கு, delete பண்றதுக்கு, இது எல்லாத்துக்கும் தான் நாங்க SQL யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். அதுன்றதை நீங்க தெரிஞ்சுக்கொண்டீங்கன்னா சரி. So still we didn't started to learn SQL, or still we didn't learn to create any of this database. You are just now you are getting the idea. That is all I just did right now. Okay, I gave you the idea behind database. சரியா? நான் டேட்டாபேஸ்க்கு பின்னாடி ஐடியாவை மட்டும் தான் தந்தேன். அப்ப நீங்க அதை மட்டும் விளங்கி கொண்டீங்கன்னா சரி. இப்ப நீங்க பெருசா யோசிக்கலாம் போவானாம் இவ்வளோ எல்லாம் நான் இது பண்ணணுமாண்டு. Just a simple thing, you just have to learn, that's all. Okay, so then it is time for you to ask questions if you have any. I will show you the system which I created. Now it is time for you guys to talk to me and ask the questions or doubts, whatever you have. Anna puta, monari doubts tibbothing anna pulwa.
Madam,
Yes puta.
scientific poster என்ன மாதிரி create பண்றது?
Scientific posters adanga. Yes.
Yes.
போஸ்டர்னு சொன்னா நான் உங்களுக்கு ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் காட்டுறேன் சரியா? நான் இப்ப கரண்ட்லி போட்டோஷாப், ஓகே, போட்டோஷாப் நீங்க இதான் கேக்குறீங்க லைக் போஸ்டர் என்ன ஜஸ்ட் ஃபிளையர் என்ன? ஓகே, சோ இது வந்து போட்டோஷாப்னு சொல்ற சாஃப்ட்வேர். சோ இப்போ நான் கரண்ட்லி வந்து ஒரு ஒன்கோயிங் ஒரு இது வந்து படிச்சு கொடுத்து கொண்டிருக்கேன். இப்ப அவங்களுக்கு ஃபிளையர் டிசைன்ஸ் தான் படிச்சு கொடுத்து கொண்டு இருக்கிறேன் சரியா? அப்ப இது இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சாஃப்ட்வேர், ஓகே, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சாஃப்ட்வேரை யூஸ் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு நீங்க இது படிச்சு நீங்க கிராஃபிக் டிசைனிங் படிக்கிறீங்க லைக்கும், சோ அவங்க டீச் பண்ணுவாங்க உங்களுக்கு ஃபிளையர்ஸ் எப்படி டிசைன் பண்றதுன்றெல்லாம் டீச் பண்ணுவாங்க லைக்கும் நான் நினைக்கிறேன். சோ இன் தட் டே உங்களுக்கு கிளியரா சொல்லி தரோம். அப்ப நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி தான் புத்தா. ஓகே, சோ நீங்க வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டுக்கு என்ன செய்வீங்கன்னா ஃபிளையர் டிசைன் பண்றதுக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டுக்கு வந்து நீங்க இப்ப சயின்டிபிக் ரிலேட்டடா தானே நீங்க வந்து டிசைன் பண்ண போறீங்க. அப்ப
Yes,
நீங்க
ma'am.
கொஞ்சம் போயிட்டு ரிசர்ச் வந்து பண்ணுவீங்க சரியா?
Yes.
இப்ப கரண்ட்லி வந்து ட்ரெண்ட்ல வந்து எந்த மாதிரியான டிசைன்ஸ் இருக்குது வெரி குட். அப்ப அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஐடியாவை எடுத்ததுக்கு போறோம் நீங்க அத ஐடியாவை மட்டும் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க. யூஸ் பண்ணி இப்ப இதுல இருக்கிற டூல்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் வச்சு இப்ப நான் வந்து இவங்களுக்கு படிச்சு கொடுக்கறது நாங்க செஞ்சோம். ஓகே, இப்ப இன்னும் கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணல, பட் நாங்க கரண்ட்லி செஞ்சு கொண்டு இருக்கிறோம். ஓகே, இப்ப இன்றைக்கும் ஈவினிங் அவங்களுக்கு ஈக்கும். சோ இதை ஃபுல்லா கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணுவோம். சோ நான் உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ்க்கு காட்டுறேன். நான் நிறைய அந்த மாதிரி ஃபிளையர் டிசைன்ஸ் வந்து என் கஸ்டமர்ஸ்க்கு எல்லாம் நான் நிறைய செஞ்சுக்கிறேன். ஓகே, நான் உங்களுக்கு ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் காட்டுறேன்.
Okay,
அப்ப
ma'am.
அந்த மாதிரி நீங்க அந்த சாஃப்ட்வேர் மூலமா வந்து உங்களோட ஃபிளையர்ஸை டிசைன் பண்ணிக்கொள்ள எழும்புட்டா. ஓகே, நான் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் காட்டுறேன். அது அந்த மெயினா அந்த டூல் தான் மெயினான உண்டு சரி. அப்ப போட்டோஷாப்ன்றது வந்து ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு டூல். அதுல வேண்டியது செய்யலாம். லோகோ டிசைன் பண்ணலாம், பிசினஸ் கார்டு டிசைன் பண்ணலாம், பேனர் டிசைன் பண்ணலாம், போட்டோ ரீடச் பண்ணலாம், போட்டோ எடிட்ஸ் பண்ணலாம். இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய இருக்குது சரியா? அப்ப நீங்க அது படிச்சீங்கன்னு சொன்னா உங்களுக்கு கட்டாயம் அதுல நிறைய விஷயங்கள் செய்யலாம். நான் உங்களுக்கு காட்டுறேன். நான் 2-3 நான் நிறைய இந்த கிளையன்ட்ஸுக்கு வந்து டிசைன் பண்ணின ஒவ்வொன்று இருக்குது. ஓகே, ஸோ ஜஸ்ட் ஃபிளையர் டிசைன்ஸ் தான். நீங்க என்ன டெக்ஸ்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம், போட்டோஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணி அதுல இருக்கிற ஷேப்ஸ் எல்லாம் அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணி ஜஸ்ட் நீங்க டிசைனை தான் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ண வேணும். ஓகே, இப்ப நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டுக்கு புத்தா நீங்க அந்த ஐடியாவே எடுங்க. ஓகே, இப்ப வந்து ட்ரெண்ட்ல என்ன மாதிரியான கலர்ஸ் அடுத்து மெயினானது ஒன்று வந்து கலர் புத்தா சரியா? இப்ப நீங்க வந்து சயின்டிபிக்கல் ரிலேட்டடா செய்றீங்கன்னு சொன்னா ப்ளூ கலர், கிரீன் கலர் அந்த மாதிரியான ரிலேட்டட் கலர்ஸ்க்கு போகலாம். இன்ஸ்டெட் ஆஃப் யூசிங் பிங்க் அந்த மாதிரி கலர்ஸ் விளங்கிச்சா? கலர்ன்னு சொல்றதும் அந்த மெயினான உண்டு சரியா? அது அந்த தியரியும் நீங்க தெரிஞ்சுக்க வேணும். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் வந்து சில கிளையன்ட்ஸுக்கு வந்து கிரியேட் பண்ணின சில இது யூஎஸ் கிளையண்ட் உண்டு. அவங்களோட மியூசிக்கல் ஷோஸ்க்கு அப்படி இதெல்லாம் போட்டோஷாப்ல தான் நான் டிசைன் பண்ணினேன். ஸோ இப்படி உங்களுக்கும் பண்ணலாம். ஓகே, ஸோ நீங்க மெயினா வந்து உங்களோட கோர்ஸ் டீடைல்ஸ் அது எல்லாத்தையும் போட்டு ஜஸ்ட் எல்லாம் போட வேணும். டெக்ஸ்ட் கொஞ்சமாவும் நல்ல பிக்சர்ஸால வந்து கொஞ்சம் நல்லா இது பண்ணிட்டீங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் நீங்க அதை ஐடியாவை கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா சரி. ஓகே, அதுக்கப்புறம் உங்களை கான்டாக்ட் பண்ண சொல்லுங்க அவங்களுக்கு. ஓகே, சோ அது மாதிரி
ஆனா
தான்
மேடம் இப்ப வந்து நான் ஒரு ரிசர்ச் ஒன்று செய்துட்டு இப்ப இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன் கொடுத்து சமரி கொடுத்து இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன் கொடுத்து அதுல என்னென்ன மெத்தட பாவிச்சோம் மெத்தடாலஜி கொடுத்து பிறகு ரிசர்ச் அண்ட் டிஸ்கஷன் மற்றும் கன்க்ளூஷன் இவ்வளவுதான் இந்த சயின்டிபிக் போஸ்டர்ல இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணணும். இது வந்து பவர்பாயிண்ட்ல எதுவும் செய்யலுமா இல்லையா?
ஆமா, ஓகே. இப்ப நீங்க போஸ்ட்னு சொன்னனே நான் நினைச்சேன் அது ஒரு இந்த மாதிரி வைக்க முடியும். ஓகே,
இதுவும் ஓகே மேடம்.
ஓகே, அப்ப அது பவர் பாயிண்ட்ல தான் நீங்க மெயினா செய்யணும் புத்தா. ஏன்னா நீங்க பிரசன்ட் தானே பண்ண போறீங்க என்ன? ஓ ரியலி ஓகே கிரேட். அப்ப நீங்க வந்து பவர் பாயிண்ட தான் யூஸ் பண்ணணும். ஓகே, சோ பவர் பாயிண்ட்ல உங்களுக்கு அது நல்ல கிரியேட் பண்ணீங்க. இப்ப நான் உங்களுக்கு பிரசன்ட் பண்றேன் தானே புத்தா. அப்ப நான் உங்களுக்கு அதுக்கு 2-3 ஐடியா சொல்லி தரேன். சரி, நீங்க கேட்டதுனால ஃபர்ஸ்ட்க்கு நீங்க இப்ப சயின்டிபிக்கல் ரிலேட்டடா செய்யக்குள்ள நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட்க்கு ஒரு கோட் வந்து எட் பண்ணுங்க சரியா? இப்ப நான் வந்து இதெல்லாம் எந்த லெக்சரர் கிட்ட இருந்து நான் படிச்ச விஷயங்கள் நாங்களோட ஷேர் பண்ணேன் சரியா? கோட் வந்து எட் பண்ணுங்க. இப்ப நான் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்றேனே, opportunities won't happen, you are the one who have to make it. அப்ப அது ஒரு கோட் ஒன்று தானே. அந்த மாதிரி நீங்களும் ஒரு கோட் ஒன்றோட ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க. அப்ப ஆட்கள் வந்து இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் அட்ராக்ட் ஆவாங்க விளங்கிச்சா? உங்களோட ஆடியன்ஸ் வந்து அடே ஜாதியா இவங்க நல்ல ஒரு கோட் அந்த என்னது அதுக்கு நாங்க சொல்லுவோம் அந்த பாசிட்டிவிட்டி. ஓகே, பாசிட்டிவிட்டி ஒன்று கொடுத்து ரைட் வெரி குட். அப்ப நீங்க அதோட ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணக்குள்ள இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் அவங்க உங்களோட மெர்ஜ் ஆவாங்க. அதுக்கு பிறகுதான் நீங்க பிரசன்டேஷன் கிரியேட் பண்ணக்குள்ள இப்ப நீங்க பாருங்க எந்த பிரசன்டேஷன்ஸ்ல மெயினா நான் பிக்சர்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணிப்பேன். டெக்ஸ்ட் எல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் ஃபியூ டெக்ஸ்ட் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணிப்பேன். பாருங்க அந்த 2 லைன் அந்த மாதிரி தான். அப்ப நீங்க என்ன செய்யணும்னா நீங்க எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ண போற விஷயத்த வந்து நல்லா தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. ஆனா லைன் வந்து 2 லைன் 3 லைன் அதை மட்டும் எட் பண்ணுங்க விளங்கிச்சா? சின்ன நோட் ஒன்று மாதிரி. ஓகே புதா, டன். அதுக்கப்புறம் ஃபைனலி क्वेश्चन அண்ட் ஆன்சர் அதை வச்சுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் நீங்க தேங்க் யூ பண்ணீங்கன்னா சரி. ஓகே
ஓகே மேம், தேங்க் யூ.
ஓகே புதா, வெல்கம். எனி அதர் क्वेश्चंस?
இந்த டேட்டாபேஸ் இந்த கோர்ஸ்ல ஃப்ரண்ட் எண்ட் பேக் எண்ட் எல்லாம் படிச்சு தருவீங்களா? சர்வர் சைட் அதெல்லாம்?
ஓகே, அப்ப டேட்டாபேஸ்ல வந்து நாங்க மெயினா டேட்டாபேஸ் கிரியேட் பண்றது தான் படிப்போம் சரியா புத்தா? அப்ப வெப் இன்ஜினியரிங் இல்லாட்டி நீங்க சாஃப்ட்வேர் இன்ஜினியரிங் படிக்கிறீங்கன்னா அப்ப அதுல தானே நாங்க பேக் எண்ட் ஃப்ரண்ட் எண்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட்ஸ் அதெல்லாம் மீக்கி. இப்ப வெப்சைட்ல ஃப்ரண்ட் எண்ட் பேக் எண்ட் ரிலேட்டட் அப்படியெல்லாம் மீக்கும். அண்ட் அதுக்கு தான் நாங்க டேட்டாபேஸை வந்து மெர்ஜே பண்ணுவோம் சரியா? அப்ப இது வந்து என்னண்டா நீங்க ஒண்டா படிக்க வேண்டியது வந்து இப்ப அப்படி பாட்டா இருக்குது அலைஞ்சா இது ஒரு கோர்ஸ்ல படிக்க வேண்டியது பாட்டா இருக்குது. அதனாலதான் நானே எல்லாத்துக்கும் வரேன் அலைஞ்சா. நானே எல்லாத்துக்கும் உங்களுக்கே ஒன்றரைக்கு என்னடா இது சேம் பாய்ஸ் ஆல் த டைம் அப்படின்னு. பட் அதனால இது வந்து செப்பரேட்டா வந்து பிரிச்ச பட்டிக்கு. அப்ப நான் உங்களுக்கு என்ன படிச்சு தருவேன்னு சொன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட்டுக்கு இந்த டேட்டா பேஸ்ல வந்து மெயின் டேட்டா பேஸ் ஒன்று கிரியேட் பண்றது அது ஃபுல்லா படிச்சு தருவேன். அண்ட் இஃப் டைம் ஈந்துச்சுன்னு சொன்னா அது எப்படி கனெக்ட் பண்றது பேக் எண்டோட எப்படி கனெக்ட் பண்றதுன்னு படிச்சு தருவேன். ஆனா செப்பரேட்டா டேட்டா பேஸ் பேக் எண்ட் எல்லாம் படிக்க போறோம்னு சொன்னா அதுக்கு எங்களுக்கு கோடிங்ஸ் வேறையா ப்ரோக்ராமிங் படிக்க வேணும். அது இப்போ இப்ப வெப்சைட் ஒன்று சொன்னா அதுக்கு பிஹெச்பி வேறையா படிக்க வேணும். அதுக்கு இப்போ ஃப்ரண்ட் எண்டுக்கு கிரியேட் பண்றதுக்கு நீங்க அதுக்கு வேற HTML இப்ப நாங்க கரண்ட்லி HTML CSS அதெல்லாம் தானே படிச்சு கொண்டிரும். ஸோ பூட் ஸ்டாப் அதை படிச்சுட்டு ஃபுல்லா ஃப்ரண்ட் எண்ட் கிரியேட் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கு போறோம் நீங்க பேக் எண்டுக்கு வேறையா கோட் பண்ண வேணும். அலைஞ்சா அப்ப பேக் எண்ட் மூலமா நீங்க டேட்டா பேஸை கனெக்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க. டேட்டா பேஸ்ல அதுக்கும் இதுக்கும் கனெக்ஷன் வர்றதுக்கு பெரிய ஒரு ப்ராசஸ் சரியா. அப்ப நீங்க அதுக்கான ஒரு இது வந்து செப்பரேட்டா இருக்கிறனால ஒவ்வொன்று தான் நான் படிச்சு தருவேன். சரி அப்ப டேட்டா பேஸ்ல வந்து டேட்டா பேஸ் ஃபுல்லா கிரியேட் பண்றது எப்படி அது எப்படி கனெக்ட் பண்றது அப்படின்னு மட்டும் அது அப் டு அதுக்கு மட்டும் நான் படிச்சு தருவேன். ஓகே வெல்கம் புதா. What is this cake making and deco? நான் இந்த பெஸ்ட்டை செய்றேன் சரியா. எனக்கு நீங்களும் கொண்டோம் எனக்கு நான் தமிழ்ல வந்து நான் என்னமான மட்டும் நான் இந்த பெஸ்ட்டை செய்வேன். எல்லா இதால தான் படிச்சு தருவேன். ஓகே எல்லா லாங்குவேஜஸ் 3 லாங்குவேஜஸே நான் இந்த பெஸ்ட்டை ட்ரை பண்ணுவேன். எனக்கு அதையும் கவர் பண்ணிக்கொள்ளும் இதையும் கவர் பண்ணிக்கொள்ளும் 3ஐயும் கவர் பண்ணிக்கொள்ளும். நீங்க எதுவும் விலங்கல்னு சொன்னா நான் இடையில படிச்சு தரது எதுவும் விலங்கல்னு சொன்னா அந்த டைமே வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு மெசேஜ் போடுங்க மேடம் இதையும் கொண்டு தமிழ்ல வந்து எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்லி. அப்ப நான் டக்குன்னு அதையும் தமிழ்ல படிச்சு தருவேன். சொன்ன போதா அந்த டைம்ல வந்து எனக்கு 3 லாங்குவேஜஸ்லயுமே 3 விஷயத்தையும் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணி கொண்டு போகல சம்டைம்ஸ் மறக்கலாம் சில விஷயங்கள். ஆனா இன்றைக்கும் நான் எனக்கு ஏழுமான மட்டும் தமிழ்ல எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணினேன். பட் இன் கேஸ் எனக்கு மறந்துச்சுன்னு சொன்னா நீங்க ஜஸ்ட் ட்ராப் மீ a மெசேஜ் ஆஸ்கிங் மீ டு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் இட் இன் தமிழ். சரி எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுங்க தமிழ்லன்னு சொல்லி எனக்கு மெசேஜ் ஒன்று போடுங்க. ஸோ ஐ வில் டெஃபினெட்லி டூ இட் ஃபார் யூ. ஓகே எனி அதர் கொஸ்டின்ஸ்? You can ask me if there is any questions and I'll share you the system. This is just a simple system which I created for one of the DISC diploma in software engineering when I was teaching at eSoft. Okay, so all my other projects which I am creating for the students with my other laptop. Okay, it is not in this machine, so it is in the other laptop. So I couldn't get it right now. So I'll just share this system which we created in the one of our diploma class. Okay, நான் ரன் பண்ணி காட்டுறேன் இது எப்படி டேட்டாபேஸ் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறேன் ஒர்க் ஆவினா சரி. ஏன்னா இது மிச்ச நாளைக்கு முந்தி நான் கிரியேட் பண்ணினது உண்டு. பார்ப்போமே டேட்டாபேஸ் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறோம். We'll see whether it is working or not. We have started. Okay, but I'll give my number, but just don't call me, drop me messages in the WhatsApp. Okay, ஏண்டா நான் மிச்சம் வந்து பிஸியா தான் இப்ப அந்த டைமுக்கு ஆன்சர் பண்ண மாட்டேன். அப்ப நீங்க தான் ஹெசிடேட் ஆவீங்க டே ஆன்சர் பண்றாங்க இல்லன்னு சொல்லி. நான் மிச்சம் போன்ஸுக்கு ஆன்சர் பண்ண மாட்டேன். வாட்ஸ்அப்ல நான் ஒரு டைம்ல வந்து அதுக்கு ரிப்ளை பண்ணுவேன். ஓகே, ஸோ ஐ ஜஸ்ட் கிவ் மை நம்பர், யூ கேன் வாட்ஸ்அப் மீ. 0 any other questions புதா? வேற எதுவும் questions இருந்தா கேட்கலாம். Okay, so now I am currently running the program. Let's check I can't remember the password in the username. இப்ப பாருங்க இத நான் காட்டுறேன். admin 123 இத பாருங்க அந்த username வந்து admin, password வந்து 123 தான் இங்க இதுல கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. யாடியோ someone's mic has been unmuted. Can you mute it? Please, sir. Okay, so now here Puta, look at this. The system is running here. The login page has been loaded. So I will be giving the username as admin and password as 123. Now it has to be open. Yeah, okay. So the system is working. Yeah. So the dashboard, this is the dashboard. So since I have used the database and database oda idu connect பண்ணிரனால தான் எனக்கு இந்த main menu க்கு வந்து access ஆவேலுமா இருக்குது ஏனா. So this is how the database works Putha. Okay. So here see member details, book details, issue detail ඒ වගේ වෙන sections තියෙනවා, isn't it? Can you see this? වෙන வேற section එකේ தானே. So for example I'll get into the member detail and here ID. Okay, first field is itself ID. So if I try to type 1 and insert, it will show you an error maybe, because if the data is already there in the database, it won't let you to insert. 1 என்று சொல்ற ID already இருந்துச்சுன்னு சொன்னா அது எட் பண்ண விடாது. இல்ல போல, அதனால எனக்கு இந்த மத்த ஃபீல்ட் எல்லாமே வந்து enable ஆகிடுச்சு. So I'll type Shafia as the member name, and member address I'll type Candy, and member phone number just a number, and NIC just a number. I'll type just a number. Okay, and save. Yes, successfully saved. So then it is in the database. இப்ப நான் இன்னொருக்கவும் if I type 1 and update මට ඒකෙදි මොනාරි දැන් මම මේක තමයි කිව්වේ ඔයාලට කලින්. Okay, මේ වගේ සිස්ටම් එකක් තමයි ආසිරියකේ ඒ වගේ තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට මම 1 කියලා මට ඕනේ මගේ නම change කරන්න. නැත්නම් මගේ address එක change කරන්න. එතකොට ඒ field එකේ තියෙන datas update කරන්න ඕනේ. So then if I clicked on update button, all whatever that I type right now will get loaded back again. So I can I can change it. Like I just type Gampola and save it back again. So now the data has been successfully updated, and you also can delete it from the database. Okay, so you can type 1 and you can just press the delete button and it will get deleted. So this is just a system which we were creating for members னு சொல்லி நாங்க ஒரு management system, or library management system. This is a library management system. Also here, like from this menu section you can go to book details. So make a book table එකක් වගේ. Understood? So there is like while you are learning you will understand a lot throughout this. Okay Buddha, so I just wanted to share this thing. Did you got the idea how this is working? விளங்கிச்சா உங்களுக்கு இது எப்படி work பண்றதுன்னு நான் சொன்னது விளங்கிச்சா? Okay, so இது just எல்லாத்தையும் காட்டல, just I am showing only this one because I don't have time, right? So if I just try to show up all the pages and then okay, for example I'll show you. Then return details කියලා then මේක මෙහෙමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. then අලුතින් member කෙනෙක් මොනවාද අලුතින් member කෙනෙක් library එකට ආව කියලා කියමුකෝ. Assume that a person another okay, assume that a new member has come to the library, and then what will happen is they have to get register, right? Register ஆவினத்து போற என்ன நடக்கும், அவங்க அடுத்தது வந்து என்ன செய்வாங்க, அவங்க ரெஜிஸ்டர் ஆவினத்து போறத புக்கை வந்து அவங்களுக்கு எடுக்கணும். and இன்னும் புதிய ஒரு புக் கொண்டு லைப்ரரிக்கு வந்துச்சுன்னு வைப்போமே. Assume that a new book has been arrived to library, then that details also have to be updated into the database, isn't it? And then issue details. Assume that a book has been issued to a member, then throughout this on this date, yeah, I'll show you the page. On this particular date here, issue date and to be returned, when it has to be returned, and then receipt also can be generated. So then we are with the book itself, we can issue a receipt for them, for the member. Then they will go through the receipt and then they will understand, okay, so on this date I have to return the book, if not I have to pay them, isn't it? Likewise only it works like that. Okay, so then just a simple system where you can see how the database works. Okay, so I'll just for an example I'll show you. Issue date ID එකක් මම දෙන්නම්. 1 කියලා type කරමු. Insert, and book ID you have to select since I have not inserted any book ID, we'll do that as well. Okay. So first of all, I'll add the book detail ID 1 insert. It is already existing, so then we can't add another ID. Okay, so in the database the ID is already existing. So if I try to type 100, then if it is not there, it will allow you to enter the book name. Then I will type ABC as the book name, and then author as XYZ, just for an example I am typing, and publish date, the book has been published on something, and category novel or kids or whatever. Okay, I'll just type kids category, whatever. You can like add a drop down as well. Sorry, නිකන් මම ඔයාලට පෙන්නන්නම්. Okay, then මේක save කරගත්තා. then A book එක number 1 කියන කෙනා එයාට issue කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා හිතමුකෝ. So 1 issue ID, book ID, it is not getting loaded. I'll type book ID is 1, and the book name also, it has to be automatically uploaded. There could be a problem in the back end. We'll see. And member ID is 1. And then the issue date will say today, and then it has to be written on 15th. Okay, next Saturday, or else, yeah. Then let's save it. And also having that itself, we'll say 1 update, we can generate a receipt like this. Yeah, book ID, book member ID, issue ID, generate a receipt here like this. Now we can get a print out throughout this. Okay, මේ වගේ print out එකක් receipt එක print out මේ වගේ තමයි payroll system එක හැම වැඩ කරන්නේ. Okay, this is how the payroll system and all works in supermarket or else in KFC and all. Okay, that's how it works. So that's the basic idea behind database, and all the other additional things I will be teaching in the continuing classes. So now you have to get only the idea. That's all I wanted you to know. And if there is nothing which has to be explained, then we can wind up the session. The software which I'm using is Putta Visual Studio. This is Visual Studio. I have created this software using C# program. Okay, then shall we wind up the session? Thank you for being Putta. Thank you for participating for today's session, and I hope you got the clear idea about database. So then we can wind up the session, and let's continue from the next class then. Okay, see you all then. Bye.
Thank you, madam. Bye.
Welcome, Putta. Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome.